I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
What up, man? The real Coach JB. My main man, Big Smitty.
Are y'all ready for this?
Run like something to prove it. Came to a conclusion that it's Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to your side, worldwide, we in your city. That sounds fine. Keep it 150, we never change what's happening. Hurdle link
in any metric, coach, you cannot have Russell Wilson.
Nick gave me my first offer. Like, you gotta have that store. You gotta be marketable.
Hockey, football, baseball, then basketball.
Oh, I love this fucking show so much, man. Are you mixing light and dark at 11 a.m.?
I'm elated that I can be able to coach, that I can be able to mentor these kids, and give them everything that I've learned over the last 20 years.
Smitty and Jason Brown, killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the games been missing, we switched it and filled the gap. Smitty and Jason Brown, we killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the games been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
You are now tuned in to the Coach JB Show.
What up? The real Coach JB here, man, for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We are proud to announce we have a new ad sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports DFS platform in North America. We are one of the easiest and most exciting ways to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. PrizePicks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. How does it work, you ask? You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they will go more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you will win. Players can choose from a vast selection of sports and stat types not offered anywhere else. PrizePicks offers projections on any sport that you watch. This includes college football. We're about to start up. Pro hockey, pro basketball, pro football. NFL season is here. Plus pro baseball, pro golf, men's college basketball, NCAA tournament, plus women's college basketball, soccer, women's pro basketball, esports, pro car racing, tennis, MMA, boxing, disc golf, you name it, we got it. Short, fat, skinny, and tall, PrizePicks does it all. And I just got to be honest, dog. I started doing PrizePicks and I won instantly. And that's why I am endorsing PrizePicks to the fullest right here on the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Go to prizepicks.com/Coach JB and use Coach JB as the promo code for a first deposit match up to $100. So go to prizepicks.com/Coach JB and use code Coach JB for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks is the best betting app online in North America. Go get it and do what Coach JB and Big Smitty does every day. We bet PrizePicks. Head on over there, prizepicks.com/Coach JB and get you $100 match right now. Appreciate you. Peace.
What up? It's your boy Big Smitty here, live, man. Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, man. Shout out to all our fans, man, locked in. We got 230 people. It's been 5 minutes. I love y'all, man. My guy Marcus in the chat, TJ Too Nasty, Lucy 67, Jacob Snow, Mark, Uncle Mooch, and Aaron. Shout out to all y'all, man. We live. It's T-Rich Thursdays. I'm hyped. We got a loaded show today. Obviously, T-Rich, Big Mac McChesney's going to be back. We got my main man, Steve Kim. And who else knows, man, who we might have on the show. You got to stay tuned to the end to find out. Hey, y'all, man, loaded show today, y'all. I know you saw the thumbnail. Is Aaron Rodgers back? Is Aaron Rodgers back? The real question is, if so, did he really tear his Achilles? The way he's moving around right here, man, I really don't know, man. He's looking pretty good. But next up, man, Moving to the basketball court, we got Chris Paul. Coach JB called him CP2. He's hurt again. It's just further proving why CP3 is really Candace Parker. That's JB's line right there. That's what he believes. We shall see, man. Today's Thursday night football. I think we finally got a good one. We got the Dallas Cowboys. We got the Seattle Seahawks. Huge game tonight. Who is it bigger for? Is it bigger for Seattle? Is it bigger for Dallas? Does a win tonight truly put Dallas in a serious Super Bowl contention? We gonna find out tonight, man. Back to the basketball court, though. Golden State, are they imploding right in front of our eyes? I mean, Clay is a shell of himself. Draymond's getting suspended every other week. Steph is getting older. And right now, they're under 500 and not in the playoffs right now. Eliminated in the first, I think, round of the NBA Cup. So, I don't know, man. It might be a wrap for all the Golden State fans. Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. He did not throw a pass in practice. Their guy Zappy and Cunningham got all the reps. What's going on in New England, man? Is it a wrap for Mac Jones? I think he's lost all of his confidence right now, and he's going to have to go somewhere else. But it's looking ugly and scary for all New England Patriots fans right now, man. They cannot get it right at the quarterback position. And speaking of quarterback, Joe Flacco, the guy might start Sunday if our guy DTR does not pass concussion protocol. You guys remember last weekend, DTR had to leave the game because of an early concussion. And we've had, Dr. Morris on here say it's not oftentimes that guys get concussed and they come back that following week. So T's and P's up for DTR, but if he's not ready, Joe Flacco, he's old as hell. He's going to have to dye that gray beard, dye that hair up top, and get ready to start. So we shall see. Biggest news of the night, y'all. I was up all night doing my research, doing my Googles. Ryan Shazier, oh my God, Steelers legend, Ohio State Buckeyes legend, got caught up by his wife, man. His wife said that he's been cheating on her, and she dropped the whole thing of text messages and pictures of the woman that he's been messing around with, and man, it's getting spicy in the Shazier household, so we're gonna dive into that, man. Next up, college football. Oregon versus Washington in Vegas on Friday. Huge implications on the playoffs, man. Who y'all got winning, man? This is the Pac-12. To me, the winner goes in. If Oregon wins, they're in. If Washington wins, they're in. We shall see who will be that winner. But next up, we talked about this guy a little bit yesterday. Coach Prom's oldest son, Deion Sanders Jr. Coach JB got some inside news on Junior and some things that I guess he might have been involved in. Listen, I'm going to be as surprised as you guys are, so I can't wait until we break that news on here. And then finally, man, Mark Cuban sells the Mavericks. We saw that, man, $3.5 billion, I believe, is what the amount was. And now there's rumors about him running for president. We shall see, man. It's a loaded show, man. T-Rich Thursdays. Pound that like button. Woo! Now, listen, without further ado, man, I do have to, it is the Coach JB show with Big Smitty. And as you guys saw yesterday, as you heard yesterday, JB went off to Vegas right after the show. And I can tell you firsthand, he's been having one hell of a time. And I really didn't know if he would be on the show this morning or not, but I did get this video. Bailey, can you show the world the video, please?
All right, it's 4:47 a.m. All right, you see Vegas is empty out. I just had to take my boy Cole Swindell, if anyone knows who that is, to his room. Won't get into any more than that. And Pat and I just escorted him, and now we're so I'll be seeing you in about an hour to do the show. Then gotta hit go golfing. I'm just letting you know the time. I'll make sure I get the time, because I'm gonna show you in an hour what drunk and loaded turns into, because it's work hard, play hard. There's no excuses. Big Smitty's gonna be late, probably. Have a fucking excuse. Not JB. I don't know where the fuck I'm at, but See you in a minute. Peace.
Hey man, that was literally like an hour and a half ago, and he's walking around fucking Vegas casino, right? Like lit. You see his eyes red. He probably smoked about 10 to 11 cigars. But JB, man, he always says work hard, play hard, and man, I gotta give him a shout out. He is here. Bring the living legend himself to the show, Coach JB. How you doing?
What up, what up, what up, man? That intro is fire. It looked like a real show.
Come on,
like I
now.
learned shit. Like, even though I do all the work, like I learned how Baby was popping up the picture for every topic, and I was like, damn, is that how it look when I do it? Because
Nah, it don't look. It look good when you do it, but when I do it, it's a whole nother. We know Fox Sports. You know what I mean?
We might flip it. We might
Fox
flip it around.
Sports, live TV.
You my intro. You whispering though. I don't know if mom's at home, mama, wifey's at home.
We good. No, we good. It's just me right here. It's just me right here.
Oh yeah, because you real whispery, and it's like, it's kind of weird vibe, but it's just good. It's tight, I'm right here in the backdrop.
How you doing, JB? How you feeling right now?
Bam. We got the Vegas backdrop. Bam. You know what I mean? So look, update. Cole Swindell. If anyone knows who that is,
I've never heard of Cole in my life.
I never heard of him either until I found out he's almost really, really big.
Talk to me. Is he a country music artist or what?
I'm fresh off of 12 tequila, dog. I just got, it's like what time is it? An hour ago. I laid on the bed right here, and I was actually out. And I was like, the internal kicked on. I'm like, damn, it's 5:40. I'm lucky for Bailey, because usually I had to get up. I wouldn't even have to sleep, because I'd had to come straight in, prep it, boom, get ready to go.
Right.
Bailey got it right. But, yeah, he's a country singer.
Okay.
And the motherfucker's got like 500 million streams. He's very large, dog. Smitty or Bailey, if you could pull up country Cole Swindell. I'm not gonna get into it. He's actually a fan, so we got to kick it. He's a Southern Georgia boy, lives in Nashville. He performed last night at this event, private event for us, because we're doing this big Coca-Cola golf thing today at Shadow Creek, which is one of the most notorious most prestigious golf courses in the world. Michael Jordan, we're going to be in Michael Jordan's golf cart today because Pat gets exclusive rights to drive that cart around. So we got to hang out with Cole. So around 4 in the morning, Cole is a good young dude right here. I didn't know he was this big, Smitty. The dude is big time. Like, I mean, he got 2 million Instagram followers. He got millions of Twitter. He's millions online, whatever. I didn't know nothing about him. I don't know anything about country singing. But I do have a good friend named Cody Purvis, another country singer. He's actually performed live guitar on the show back before you. They've actually done a song together, so we were chopping it up. And he took a left-hand turn around 4 in the morning. I'm gonna keep it like that. I never seen a cat go from to like. God bless his young soul, man. He had to fly out at 5.
Ooh, fly out at 5.
I'm gonna just tell you like this. He had to fly out at 5. And Pat and I, there's no one that can fuck with Pat and I. We drink and we're still normal for the most part, at least like this. Yeah. We're not, fucking sloppy, dumb. Leaning. Yeah, I don't get dumb. I don't get sloppy. So the motherfucker, he couldn't. There's a lot of things he couldn't do. Bless my brother. We got him to his room.
Okay. That's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah, we got to his room. And then, dog, we're like, there's no way you're flying. You're not leaving here in 30 minutes to go fly. He don't know nothing. He's like laughing. Dog, we go back up and get him, check on him, make sure he's cool. And that motherfucker had his bags in his hand. And the motherfucker was like,
Like
locked in.
another cat again.
He probably took that limitless pill, put some water on his face, and hey, locked in. Listen, he's a superstar. He does it every city he goes to. You know what I'm saying? He's a superstar.
He's younger than me, older than you. He's 40. But I'm impressed. Work hard, play hard, dog. There's reason cats are professionals at this. They go to. By the way, this cat sells out every stadium he sings at. And dog, yesterday the females were rushing the fucking stage for this dude, and it was a private thing. It was a private thing, like it was invite only. And dog, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Pat and I are like, what the fuck is this? And the guy's shouting out Pat from the thing, and Pat's like, he knows us. Like, yeah, I don't. And then afterwards we kicked it the whole night, and then the rest is the rest, dog. History is history. Yeah. I can put a man business out there like that. But good dude though. But we took care of him. Pat and I took care of him, so everybody out there know. Cole Swindell, one of the new homies. We'll get him on the show now.
Well, it sounds like, man, shout out to Cole Swindell, man. It sound like night one was a success for you and Pat. I mean, you literally just walked into the door, 30 minutes ago before the show really even started.
Yeah,
so, man, hey, I don't know how you here right now, JB.
I need some coffee bad. We met a cat that is a big up at Vans. This motherfucker gave us so many Vans shoes last night. I got boxes of Vans, like some cold. I got some maroon suede ones. I can go back to the hood now and go back
Pass
home.
Them out.
No, I just can go back home and wear my maroon shit.
I ain't passing out shit.
But yeah, I got all kind of my phone is on another three van boxes. My phone is on 3 different van boxes. Yeah.
Big Smitty wears size 13 and a half, size 14. You ain't think about your co-host?
These are all 13. These are all 13s.
I'm about to squeeze my foot in there. I'm a 13 and a half, JB. You know, my foot a little bigger than yours, hand bigger than yours.
No, we already did that. We already did that. We already did that. My hand's bigger than yours. Foot's bigger than yours. So,
hey, man, listen.
Bailey, I don't know, before we keep going, we got to make sure. So, anyway, I'm supposed to give you an update. You'll see Pat today a little bit because in about an hour, I got to get off here, jump off. I'm going to jump in and change real quick. Smitty going to run it with Big Matt, Steve, T-Rich. I'm going to change. I'm going to run down and meet Pat, get into we got a limo to take us over to Shadow Creek. I'm going to pop back on the show during all that so you can see kind of a day in the life. And then we'll jump down, and then I'll be on the golf course at Shadow Creek and finish the show live with that. Me and Pat will probably be in the limo talking about we haven't slept. And now Pat got to go out and do a celebrity golf event. I ain't golfing. I'm driving Pat around. I'm driving Pat around in the cart, smoking stick. And Pat, good luck, brother. Go swing 'em.
Pat probably on the Peloton right now. He probably on the Peloton right now, grinding, getting the liquor out of his body.
I ain't swinging shit. Hey, this is a rough one right here, though.
It's been a minute. I shout out to you for being here. Because I know that feeling you're feeling right now. I know that feeling in your chest right here. You're a little nauseous.
Head, a little poundy head,
poundy head. Got to throw up a little bit. I know how you feeling right now.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Baby,
but yeah, JB.
This show is brought to you by AQMS. Show that graphic real quick. If you need to move something, check out AQMS. My promo code phone number directly is 1-888-233-3110. So if you need anything, head on over there. And if you need to move a car, house, furniture, anything, go check them out. AQMS. Show's also brought to you by betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV. Oh, man, I think I was going to get a flat tire, but I was like, I don't do that shit. I work hard, play hard, you know what I mean? So Eric with the wrench is in here talking that shit. You know, it's all good, but I'm here. I'm here. And I'm telling you, we're ready to go.
We here live, baby. And listen, I'm gonna lead the show, man. Anytime when a superstar has a minor tweak, a little ankle injury, a little wrist, a little thumb, he's fighting through the injury. But I'm gonna lead the show, man. And just like I'm fighting through the injury, Aaron Rodgers is fighting through the injury, and that's the thunder. What's in your hand right now? Is that a
They some chocolate chip cookies.
Some weed cookies or is regular cookies?
Nah. You don't do that.
How do you taste? This is live, y'all. This is live. Mid.
Not feeling.
Mediocre. Mediocrity's new excellence, JB.
Arya, you gotta step up, y'all.
You can make a phone call and tell them you want the best chocolate cookies they got and have them bring it up there. Tell them, hey, this is JB. I'm with Pat right now. I need the best cookies you have sent to my room, to my suite, ASAP Rocky. They're gonna bring it to your door.
I don't get that. How you not have best cookies at Arya?
I don't know, man. Big brand, cheap food. That's how they get you, JB. They sell you with the dream. They sell you with the out. My mom always said, baby, don't look at just the outside. Look at the inside. That's what matters the most. You know what I'm saying? And you can't see the inside just from the outside. So that's what I'm saying. Don't let the argue.
Good. Can I get some avocado toast and an order of pussy? Okay, thank you. Room service just came. I had to get what Smitty gets. So anyway, Smitty, it's your show. Let's roll with it.
Let's go, man.
Is that what you ordered? Is that what you get?
That's what I want. The Big Smitty Show with Coach JB, man. You guys saw the thumbnail. You saw the up next topic. Aaron Rodgers, is he back? We've been talking about it all year long. Aaron Rodgers let us know the day of his surgery when he had that picture with his foot sticking out that he was on the road to recovery and that he will be back. JB's been believing it, and I think we got to ask some receipts of you actually saying, hey, he is going to be back.
Gather, like that's fucking unbelievable.
He's not playing this year, just so you know this. He will not take a snap in a regular season game this year.
But let me ask you, maybe he should.
He does.
Maybe he should.
Then he did. Then he didn't tear his Achilles like we thought. It's just and I love Aaron. I think it's a great look, but remember he's in joggers and a hooded sweatshirt. That first move, and you got to put. So you're telling me 7 weeks into games in the season that if they're not a playoff team, and we get to the point where they're hanging,
not a playoff team. I agree.
Okay.
All right, take it off. Take it off, baby. Listen, you said it. You know what I'm saying? This was week 7? That was weeks ago. We're seeing video now of this guy out in the field moving around looking like he ain't never tore anything. Look at this video, guy. I know it's slow motion, but he's putting pressure on it. He's moving. Now, obviously, he's doing this on air, and we do know throwing on air is a lot different than throwing, on with contact when you have to read and react to a defensive lineman like myself going full speed at you. I'm real curious if he gets hit and someone lands on it, does that do anything? If he gets pulled one way, his leg is tugged the other way, what's the likelihood of that popping again? But the question everyone's asking, and we just saw it right there on the clip, is did he really tear his Achilles? Because I'm not gonna lie, man, it's been 79 or 80 days now since his injury and his surgery, and he's already I've never in my life seen somebody tear their Achilles and within this time frame be moving around the way that he's doing. Like, he's either an angel from God, he has the special magic stuff from Space Jam, or he didn't tear his Achilles. Those are the 3 options. And I want to hear from you, JB. Which option is it? What's going on with A-Rod?
Okay, there's 2 things going on.
Okay.
Either he been bullshitting. You hear what I just said? Everybody's like, what? Either you've been bullshitting on his calf strain, or because you should have been back then, right?
Right.
And we want to talk about. I heard that scenario. Even one of your main man, Acho, talked about it.
Yep.
Either he been bullshitting, or he's a freakazoid and he came back early and it's gonna be what it is. Here's the issue I have. Dr. Jesse Morrison and I talked about this the other day because he's in shock. Everybody's in shock. We saw a pop on the sock.
We did see that. Yeah, we saw that little.
I
can't fake that.
I don't know what else. I don't think he misses on GP this long. 80 days. Still been 80 days, even though we're all shocked. After seeing what I said, after hearing what I said to Sean Salisbury and Jeff right there in that clip we just showed, I'm leaning now towards he plays regardless if they're in the playoff hunt or not, dog. I think the motherfucker's playing to show everybody my dick's bigger than yours.
It's pride. It's like pride.
I think he's playing regardless.
He don't give a fuck. It might be week 17, week 18, the last week of the season.
They might be 5-11. They might be 5-11. Because he's coming back. He's coming back. He ain't going out like Willie Lump Lump. He ain't going out like this. So he's coming back next year. So I'm going to come in there, at least play a game or whatever, half, whatever they're going to do. He's going to play. And whether he ends the season or not, I think this is what his legacy. He's going to come back. And then next year he's going to try to get Devontae Adams is what I'm hearing out there. It's tough. And then he's got, Garrett Wilson, Devontae, and they've wasted all the weapons they've had. Brees, he came back, and then they started running the ball with them well when they beat the Eagles and started winning. We thought they were going to be back. Now the quarterback plays actually killed them, wasted their defense, kind of like Russell Wilson last year in Denver with the same offensive coordinator, common denominator. So I want to know what you think, because is this a Robert Saleh getting his job saved if Aaron Rodgers does this and says, I'm coming back, keep Robert? Because I know Robert's on the hot seat. I think Robert's on the hot seat. I think Saleh is on the hot seat, dog.
I think he has one more year, man. You can't release
him.
He
will get it. He will get a year. But I'm saying right now, I think he's on the hot seat. He's going to get the year because of Aaron Rodgers. Right. I think he's on the hot seat for the development of a QB, not taking a QB and going to get a veteran like everyone else has done. I mean, we got Joe Flacco maybe starting this week. He ain't played in fucking for I don't know how long. I think they're pissed at him not going to go get an OG backup guy to come in and at least hold it down and possibly do a few things like Josh Dobbs has done, like Gardner Minshew has done. There's been backups who have come in and had success and have their team in the playoff hunt. The Jets aren't right now. And I think Woody, I'm hearing a lot of other things. I think people are pissed, and I think they wanted him to do something, and I think Aaron's the only guy that can save him. And I think Aaron likes Robert Saleh, but I think Nathaniel Hackett's got to go. Their offense is elementary. Look at what they did in Denver. Look what they're doing now. You can see it was LaFleur's offense in Green Bay, not Hackett's. Aaron likes him. It is what it is, but damn. I think he's got to go. Saleh's got to drop his nuts and say, look, we need to go get an OC in here. You're the guy next year, Aaron, but we got to get we got to do something else. I got to save my job, and I got to make a move on the coaching front. So, I don't know.
I mean, to me, the only way he saves his, the best way for him to save his job is by winning. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, Aaron Rodgers come back next year. They go out there, they go 12-5. They make the playoffs. They go to a second round or even the AFC Championship. Robert's going to be solidified because the New York Jets has been a horrible franchise for a long time. So even making it to the playoffs will be a huge, just leap forward for that franchise. And I really do believe, not just believe, I know if A-Rod is healthy, then they will make the playoffs with that roster, especially if they're able to bring on even more talent. Obviously, they will still have a good draft pick because this season hasn't been that good. They bring on Devontae Adams, the opposite of Garrett Wilson. That would be scary hours. So to me, yeah, he's on.
I think they're all in. Yeah, I think they got to go all in. I think the Jets got to go all in right now with this guy. Yeah, they got to go get Devontae Adams. If that's really what they wanted, they got to go get him. Bring Green Bay East, and you got Randall Cobb. Cobb's got to probably go, but you got all these,
Alan Lazard.
Yeah. I mean, it's Green Bay East. Bring them all over there. Give the guy what he wants. Fuck it. It's his last year. He's gonna save your job, Robert Saleh. Get Devontae Adams in there and go from there. Now, rumor just to throw into this whole thing because of the Devontae Adams factor.
Yeah,
I'm hearing very reliable sources that the Raiders, if possible, through a few legalities, are truly trying to bring back John Gruden as the head coach. And John Gruden back to Vegas. And if John Gruden comes back to Vegas, now you have a possibility of a Devontae staying in Vegas, in my opinion, because of the offense that's going to be wide receiver centric. I think if he drops the lawsuit against the NFL and other things, I think Davis can get him back. Davis loves Gruden. They're like best friends. He didn't want to fire him, of course. Had to. I think he'll come back. I think the Raiders will get Gruden back, and now you have a deal with Devontae Adams. So that's the only reason I brought that up. I think that's a real possibility.
Man, Gruden ain't coached in some years, so I'm not saying you lose it, but
really only 2 years. He got fired just 2 years ago. Really, I ain't coached for 4 years. Shit.
You get a little rusty though. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying you forget how to coach. I'm not saying that, but like when you don't do something for a while, it's not like you just wake up tomorrow and it's just gonna be the exact same. Like, no, like I couldn't just go put the pads on right now and just go get a sack right now. No, I gotta kind of,
Yeah, but he's not playing. He's calling plays. His mind's sharp. He's calling plays. If he goes and gets a quarterback, go out and get somebody. I mean,
I hear you, Jay, but you still gotta do the thing, though, JB. You know what I'm saying?
Sean Payton doing well. Sean Payton should showing everybody his 2 years off didn't hurt him.
He had 1 year off though, I think. Sean Payton, didn't he? I don't know, but you might. Hey, we'll see.
I'm not sure.
We'll see, man. But let's move on a little bit to some basketball.
By the way, Sean Payton, coach of the year. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, right now I think that's a fair argument. But moving on to the basketball court, man, because we ain't really talked any basketball on this show, man. And it's starting to finally get to that point where basketball and the NBA is starting to matter. We know Christmas Day is when the games really matter. And Chris Paul, man, unfortunate news. He injured again. We see Dr. Jesse Moore, shout out to him, kind of broke it down. He has a nerve injury in his leg. I guess Dr. Morris is saying he wonders if this is called a foot drop with the injury to the personal nerve, which usually occurs just below the lateral knee. And nerves heal really, really slow. So this could be concerning. If I'm Golden State, man, I'm definitely concerned. I mean, you already knew that Chris Paul gets injured every single year, especially in his later years as well as being an older cat in the game. You just hope that if you do get injured, it's like a minor thing, a tweak here, a tweak there. But a nerve injury, as JB's playing the violin, that's something where it's like that can linger. That can end your career. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, bro. Like you lost your guy to the Wizards. Got beat up by Draymond, punched, knocked out from everybody. You lost a young guy who isn't doing that great right now, but he was a good scorer at least. He was young, could run around. And you replaced him with CP, who's a vet, who was looking okay first few games, still kind of learning to figure out the system. But now that he's out and it's a nerve thing, that just makes me feel like, golly, was this the wrong decision, giving up Jordan Poole for Chris Paul? Did you win another route? It's just, listen, man, as a guy who loves the NBA, you don't want Chris Paul's career to end like this. And I know I'm talking like he's out for the season. I know it's not that. I'm just reading the bigger picture. And when you start to have nerve damage and nerve injuries, it's the end of the road, if I'm being honest, man. So, but JB, what you think, man? Oh man, here you
we
go.
are who we are. We are who we are, not what we say we are. When are we going to just say, JB been right about CP2 for the fucking 3 years? I just want that. I just want to know that. I just want to know. Please tell me. When are we going to say, JB, you know what? CP2 is who he is. He's not what he says he is. Here's the thing. It's a real deep conversation. I know we can't stay on it too long. We're moving on. Smitty running the point today. Doing a hell of a job, must say. It sounds like he want to get out of Fox and do this full time. Is what it looked like. The way the intro came out. Looks like. I'm trying. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Vegas. Here's the thing. Golden State Warriors got what they asked for. And this is a huge three-pronged pussy. The three-pronger. The top where the clit is, right there, the clit right there. And then the bottom, you got the middle, you got the labia, you got the middle piece, you got the flaps. You got the flaps. You got the earwax. I'm earwaxing. Here's what the problem is. You got rid of Jordan Poole for one guy. Who? Draymond Green. You had a beef. They had a beef. They stopped him. Again, Draymond Green is always the common denominator for being some part of being a cancer of some sort. Then he gets suspended to start the season with. Then he's apologizing the other day again. Gets a right after he gets suspension. Off the suspension, he gets another flagrant, and they lose up 30 against Sacramento Kings. Got put out of the fucking tournament. So again, I love what Kenny Smith said. Draymond, when are you going to stop apologizing? You're fucking not a rookie anymore. The Golden State Warriors are getting what they asked for. Getting rid of Poole, keeping Draymond, bringing in CP2, who has already shown you he's not a winner. He's always injured. He's a bleeder. And you did it all to keep Draymond. So you have Draymond, CP2, and now you have a horrible playing Klay Thompson who can't even find himself, not even a shell of himself. You got what you asked for, dog. Golden State is done with. They're over. It's time to blow it up. Every place comes to that realization. Chicago Bulls came to it. Kobe and Shaq came to it. The Lakers, when Kobe retired, came to it. Everyone's come to the realization we got to blow shit up. The Detroit Pistons, when they were really good with Rip Hamilton, had to do it. Pacers had to do it. Reggie Miller and them. The Knicks, everyone had to come to the realization it is time to blow it up. And this is it, because you're not going to get any trade value for Klay anymore. You're not going to get anything for Draymond unless you trade him now. And CP2 should have never been brought in there. He's an aging bleeder. He's never available. He's always hurt. And I'm just over it. I'm not going to bash him or nothing. I'm not going to talk about it. It is what he is, who he is. So it is what it is, dog. I think Golden State's done. I think there's a lot of teams like this, though, in the league that have this kind of issue. But CP2 is definitely not Candace Parker, because that's CP3.
Man, that's a bar. That's a bar. I can't really argue with that. They're under 500 right now, y'all, and they're out the playoffs. I know it's early, but it ain't that early. It's damn near Christmas time, and like I said, that's when the games really start to matter. So if they want to have a chance,
shout out to Detroit Pistons, by the way. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. I was with two guys from Detroit last night chilling, and one of them, they're bigwig MGM cat, and real good friends with Chuck Daly, a legendary Pistons head coach who passed away. Won him some titles, bad boy era. They've lost 15 games in a row to start this season. They're on historical NBA trajectory to lose more games than ever to start a season. And the Lakers got beat by 44 2 nights ago and bounced back and win by 26. They needed Detroit to get back on a positive thing as LA Laker fans. Detroit must be fucking horrific.
Real bad.
Because the Lakers look horrible. So
all
Detroit
the old
must
teams,
be
man,
so goddamn bad, dog.
Yeah, man.
The Lakers got some issues themselves. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but listen, it's Thursday, man. It's T-Rich Thursday. I can't wait for him to come on. But listen, it's also Thursday night football. And we got the Cowboys and we got the Seahawks. Big time matchup. This might be the best Thursday night football game, at least from an on-paper standpoint, that we've had all year long. The Seahawks need a win. The Cowboys are hot as fish grease right now. Man, first of all, I guess the initial conversation is, who does the win mean more to? Do the Seahawks need to win more? Do the Cowboys need to win more? I'm going to jump in first, man. I think the Cowboys really need to win more, not because of record, because, of course, obviously they have one of the top teams in the NFC. They're on a winning streak. Losing this game isn't going to like take them out the playoffs or anything like that. But in terms of how we view the Cowboys as serious contenders, if you look at all their wins this year, JB, they have not yet beat a winning team. They have not yet beat a team where we're like, okay, that's a big time win. All the teams they beat this year have losing records. So it's like, how good really is this Cowboys team? And although I know the Seahawks have been kind of up and down, we at least got respect for that Seahawks team led by Pete Carroll, a team that was in the playoffs last year, a team that you know, Geno QB, DK Metcalf, like, they got cats on that team to where like it's not easy to win this game. And if I'm not mistaken, is the game in Seattle? I think it might be in Seattle as well. I'll have to double check to see, but obviously playing in that environment is a whole nother element as well. I need to see that the Dallas Cowboys can beat a well-oiled machine that can actually beat a good team. And shout out to Bailey. The game's in Dallas, but either way, I want to see that they can beat a good team because that tells me how legit the Dallas Cowboys are this year as real contenders. Because I'm tired, JB, every single season. Cowboys fans like Eddie Manyweather, who I haven't seen in the chat in quite some time. I pray that he's okay. But Cowboy fans every single year come out here and say, this is our year. We're going NFC Championship. We're going to the Super Bowl. And I'm going to say this. If there was ever a year for the Cowboys to actually do it, this is the year. There's not one team, in my opinion, that's so dominant that you just can't stop them, you can't get through them. Even the Eagles, who I think is the best team in the NFC right now, we'll know the real answer this weekend when they play the Niners. But I still don't think they're so far ahead of the Cowboys or anybody else. So if they were to ever win, man, this is the year, and I need to see that they can beat a good team tonight.
The game is definitely more. I believe it's more important for the Seahawks. They're sliding right now. They were on fire, looking to make my prediction right in the West. And they trade and get a huge Dexter Lawrence trade, right? Or not Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, who they get? Dexter Lawrence. They get Lawrence from the Giants to solidify the D-line. And I'm like, fuck, they got legit D-line now. They've actually gotten worse since the trade of him and Clark.
It was Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams, sorry. Leonard Williams and Frank Clark, they've gotten worse since the addition. I'm trying to figure out how you got worse with Leonard Williams and Frank Clark. And I believe that Pete Carroll gets them rallied up today. They win on the road. Geno's got to play better, though, because he's starting to look real average like why he was a backup. They got to get a win, and I think they get it tonight against a Dallas team who can't beat anybody that is formidable, just like the Miami Dolphins. So I like Geno tonight. I think they get the ball going. I think Charbonnet is going to get a lot of touches today because I don't think Kenneth Walker is playing. I think Charbonnet is going to get the rock. I think Charbonnet gets the rock a lot. Yeah, I think Chardonnay gets the rock and Charbonnet, whatever fucking name. And I think they get the ball to the outside in the perimeter and they start using the tight end a little more. And I think they get a tough win against the Cowboys and they slow all the noise back down.
Let me ask you this, man, JB, because I've been hearing a lot of talk about this, even on my show at Fox and across a big media. Can Dak Prescott prove tonight that he should be leading the MVP race? Because right now, man, we know there's not one quarterback that's just killing shit this year. Every quarterback has been pretty average. And with the Cowboys being on this winning streak and rolling the way they're rolling, and Dak has been looking pretty good the last few weeks. I got to give him credit. They go out here and get their first win against a winning team on a Thursday night game. Let's say Dak goes out there tonight, throws 3 touchdowns, no picks, 250 yards, efficient game. With a game like that, elevate him in your mind is like, you know what? As of right now, Dak is the MVP in my eyes.
Nah, because he's done this before. It's not like he hasn't had great stretches in the regular season. He just is, then he ends up being horrible in the preseason, in the postseason. Nah, I'm not a Dak believer. I'll never be one until he shows me. He's got to make me a believer. I mean, that's how you make you turn non-believers into believers by making them a believer. It's not really fucking rocket science. Not rocket science. Go get Super Bowl. Go get Super Bowl, really, because at this point, you are Tony Romo, and I even think Tony Romo is more talented with the ball skills and his delivery and his quick release and arm strength. I thought Romo was even more. Tony Romo, by the way, is top 10 skill set of all time.
Yeah, Tony Romo. It's funny you bring up. We were having this debate at work the other day in a production meeting, like Tony Romo or Dak Prescott. When you look at their actual wins and everything, they're real similar in like that level. But from a skill set standpoint, man, the way Romo used to like to spin that ball, Dak ain't throwing it like that. Like, and Dak is good, but he ain't throwing it like Romo. Romo could make any throw on the damn football field, you know. Now he makes some bad mistakes too, but yeah, he was legit.
Yeah, he just couldn't win. He didn't have the it factor. So yeah. It is what it is.
So basically, Dak can't really do anything in the regular season for you. Basically, like for Dak, it's like at this point, you got to win playoff games. You got to win the big game for you to even care about anything.
Yeah, he's had great regular seasons already. I mean,
he's never won MVP though. That's why I started with that.
Yeah, but still, MVP don't mean shit to me. Not in the NFL. I'm just trying to figure out why. When is he going to prove? When are you going to say, okay? I mean, is he going to have another 7-week stretch and everyone's going to be cool and he's an MVP finalist and then gets shellacked playoff round 1 and everybody's same old Dak. Like, you got to get dog. It's fucking shit or get off the pot. Like, there's no more great season. Like, nah, man. Dallas Cowboys, you are America's team.
Right.
You're not fucking Arizona Cardinals, dog. I mean, you're the Cowboys, the most expensive franchise in sport. I don't know.
But JB, I understand that, and I'm with that. But the problem with that argument is we're basically saying forget the regular season then, like with all teams, because at the end of the day, if all we care about is what you do in the playoffs and if you win Super Bowls or not, what's the point of the regular season? Why do we even care about that? Why as a player do I want to even?
The regular season is expected because you're expected to do what you're supposed to do in the regular season. The Cowboys are expected to do what they're doing. The 49ers are expected.
But the regular season that dictates playoffs. It dictates seeding. It dictates it like you need the regular season for the playoffs. Like they connect. And so often as fans or whatever, too many times we say, oh, fuck the regular season. I don't care if he wins the MVP. He can throw 65 touchdowns. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. It has to mean something. There's no way we're just watching 17 weeks of football and that just means nothing. Well, we only care about what you do when you get to the playoffs. It's like, come on, if he wins MVP, which he's never even had, I don't know, has he ever had an MVP vote? I think he's had a vote before, but he's never won MVP.
When is the regular season won a Super Bowl? I'm trying to figure this out.
JB,
it don't have to mean nothing. It don't have to mean nothing. We've seen wild card teams get hot, go on a Super Bowl run, win a Super Bowl.
Rare.
We've seen number one seeds hold down home court, so to speak, like the Kansas City Chiefs do every year. Never had to travel on the road. We've seen this before. We've seen quarterbacks that have been mid who caught a hot streak and went on a run, like a Flacco, like a Foles, like guys like that has done this before. It's not the first time. The regular season's cool and all, but it has never won a Super Bowl. There's never been a regular season. Dog, the fucking Patriots went undefeated and lost.
But they got there, is what I'm saying. Okay, they made it all the way there.
I mean, yeah,
but
they lost.
I guess what I'm saying is the regular season is to practice good habits. So when you get to the playoffs, you already got those habits rolling. You know what I mean? My head coach will always say you can't flip the switch on and off. Either you got it or you don't. Either this is you or you're not, or it's not you. You can't flip the switch on and off. So the regular season is for you to learn how to flip that switch on, keep it on, figure out what your weaknesses are so you can make those strengths, and prepare yourself so when the playoffs come, you're rolling. So to me, I'm just saying if Dak were to win MVP, I guess for me personally, I'll speak for myself. If he were to win the MVP, that would show me that he has elevated to another level that we haven't seen before, and that will give me more confidence going into the playoffs that they can actually make a run. I'm not gonna say they're gonna actually win the Super Bowl. The conversation is contenders. And again, we keep talking Super Bowl. The Cowboys ain't been to an NFC championship. Let's get there first.
But what does the MVP have to do with shit? How did Lamar's season end up when he was MVP? Like, how does Aaron Rodgers' season when he was back-to-back MVPs?
NFC championship.
MVP don't mean nothing, dog. MVPs don't mean shit. MVPs don't mean nothing in this league, in my opinion. They have nothing to do with the other. Nothing. How many Super Bowl MVPs? I mean, how many regular season MVPs have won Super Bowls over the last 10 years? What does it mean? Nothing. Like
typically, man, and I don't know the stats to that. But
how many quarterbacks in the league right now do you have ranked over Dak and Lamar Jackson? Let's say Dak is the MVP right now, and Lamar's won one. How many quarterbacks would you say are ranked ahead of those guys? Burrow, you're going to still put Burrow over him if you're talking about just pure wins.
Well, I don't want to put Lamar and Dak even in the same situation right now. But yeah, I mean,
okay,
Burrow,
but you're going to put
Mahomes,
Aaron
Rodgers,
Rodgers, healthy,
Aaron Rodgers,
Allen, Herbert. You're playing for all those guys over those guys.
Slow down with Herbert, and I'm a Herbert guy, but I mean, at some point, I mean, the facts are the facts. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, but still, you're basing it on wins or a skill set? Because Herbert's by far a better skill set than all of them.
Well, I ain't talking skill set on the conversation. I'm talking about just
everything.
So,
but what I'm saying is, you're going to rank all those guys over a quarterback that won an MVP in Lamar. And if Dak wins an MVP this year, you're still going to have those guys ranked over him. So how is he a real MVP? If you're still going to tell me, JB, he still ain't Burrow, he still ain't Rodgers, he still ain't Herbert, he still ain't Josh Allen, but he just won the MVP. See, the MVP don't mean shit to my point. That's what I'm proving to you. The MVP is a voting popularity contest. That's what it is in the league. Yeah, we've seen, of course, Lamar, let's be clear. You got the MVP because you had an unbelievable season. But you could argue Aaron Rodgers had an MVP in there because of the year that he was like going rogue and he was popular. And like he didn't have a better season than a couple guys that year, including Mahomes that year. But he got it. And you can argue that it's a popularity contest. And it doesn't really mean shit. And it doesn't mean anything about winning the Super Bowl.
But the media don't like Aaron Rodgers though. So using him as the example, that ain't even the best example. They anti him.
Media loves Aaron Rodgers.
All that 19 stuff he was talking about.
Contrary to your belief, they love him because of those reasons. He's popular. You know they love to hate me. Yeah, Netflix #1 rated show was because I was Jimmy Crazy. Come on. Actually, the media loves him. They love to talk shit about him, but that means they love him because he's always in their mouth. He's always in their mouth. So he's like a donut in Pinky's mouth. So it is what it is. Or a dick. But anyway, I'm just saying. But
I hear you, man.
What time is it? What time? Keep me on track because I don't have.
It's about to be 7:00. It's almost 7:00. You gotta go take a shower.
I got about 20. I got about 15.
All right, man. Don't be late now. Hey, you golfing with some pretty heavy hitters.
You on this Dak ain't too long though. It's because he's black. You know what I'm saying? If he was white, we'd have been off the motherfucker. You'd have been off him already. Oh, Bailey next. Like it racist as so, man.
Let's move on then. Let's move on, man. We're going to skip this next because we already talked about that one, man. Let's move on to another quarterback, though. Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Report came out that Mac Jones did not throw a single pass in practice. They had Zappy and Cunningham, the other quarterbacks, who got all the reps, apparently, with the Patriots. And Zappy's preparing to be the starter this week. JB, man, your guy, your man's Bill Belichick, he has to go. It's time for Belichick to go. He has removed all confidence that Mac Jones has had. He has literally sucked it from his body. Pause. He has zero confidence left in his bloodstream right now. The Mac Jones we saw at Bama with Nick Saban and the Mac Jones that we see now, two totally different human beings. You watched Mac Jones last week before he got benched. He's out there on the field just making crazy mistakes, stuff that he never used to do. But just because his confidence is no longer there, he literally reminds me, and I brought up Space Jam earlier for all the Space Jam fans in here, the original with Michael Jordan. I'm talking about the remake with LeBron. The original with Michael Jordan, when they took all the superpowers away from Charles Barkley and then all the superstar players and gave it to the Monstars, and they were running around, Spud Webb, they're running around like don't know how to play basketball. That's how Mac Jones looks on the football field right now. And I have to blame the head coach because you told me the job of a head coach, and I'm not saying, I know you broke down the NFL, college, high school, they all different, but in general, a head coach, in my opinion, is supposed to take you to a place where you couldn't take yourself. And that's what you always say. And I get NFL is different. I know you what your rebuttal is going to be, but still, this guy comes in, behind Tom Brady, all the pressure on him in the world, and you were supposed to be the greatest head coach of all time, number one, the greatest of all time. You have one good year with this man, and after that, it's been a shit show, and this guy has digressed. And like he come from the Nick Saban tree. He was a 4-year guy who didn't start until his senior year, so he was developed, he's mature. You got a guy who practices good habits and understands the game and all the things that you complain about, JB, when it comes to quarterback play in today's game. This guy at least had the foundation of that. You get with Bill Belichick, you're supposed to be rolling and moving. You're supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. You're the reason why Tom Brady became Tom Brady, right? 6th-round draft pick, became the GOAT. So you do that, but then you take a Mac Jones and he's this bad right now. I can't put that on Mac Jones, man. This guy's not that bad. I watched him his rookie year. I watched him at Bama. This is not Mac Jones. He needs to go somewhere else and get a new start. Bill Belichick needs to be let go and need to bring some young energy on that team. The Patriots are imploding right in front of our eyes. As a Colts fan, I love it, but at the same time, it's almost like secondhand embarrassment just watching Belichick go out like this, man. Go ahead, JB. I'm disgusted.
Calm down, little grasshopper. It's gonna be okay. This is the issue I have. I'm taking heat right now because of that video I made about those coaches' hierarchy, coaching hierarchy, and in the NFL, you should be coaching scheme. Here's the issue I have. Did Nick Saban ever coach Mac Jones or Jalen Hurts or a quarterback ever? No. At the college level, Nick Saban's job is to create a culture, discipline that culture, matriculate and graduate his players onto the NFL, and they all understand football by the hires he made. Stark, Lane, other guys, Bill O'Brien, coach Mac Jones, Herbert, guys like that. Quarterback guys who knew the system, offensive guys, they were responsible for the quarterback. Nick Saban's coaching defense and the program. He's not coaching Mac Jones. Belichick's not coaching Mac Jones. Belichick had made a horrible hiring decision last year in hiring Matt, what's his name? Matricia, to be the D coordinator, to be the O coordinator as a defensive line guy, and that set Mac Jones back maybe 2 years. I don't know. But, like, Mac Jones is in the NFL now. Again, you're a big boy now. When are we going to start saying, hey, dog, earn your fucking money? How about you make a fucking basic throw that NFL quarterbacks should make? A fucking outcut to the tight end, not 2 yards behind him in the dirt. That's not because of Bill Belichick, bruh. Like, let's just be honest here. Let's clear the mechanism here and clear your fucking mind out. Is it all Robert Saleh that Zach fucking Mormon MILF Hunters can't throw a fucking hit ball? Like, we got to start making throws in the NFL as paid players, too. So, it goes both ways. Great coaches need great players. Great players need great coaches. We already had this conversation on the show many times. I truly think that the dude has to make a fucking throw and drop his nuts, too. and get out of his own feelings, his mentals, and all this whole shit, and make a goddamn throw to protect your head coach who drafted you. How about that? How about you pay some fucking homage? Fucking make a goddamn throw to the guy that drafted you. But nah, let's blame the coach. It's always easy to blame the coach. Yet, you're the same generation and folks out there that say, oh, but coaches can move all over the place and players could be able to go everywhere. So wait up. Which one is it, dog? So the coach gets fired for what we're talking about right now. You're on this show right now, Smitty, pushing for Belichick to be fired. But yet he can't take a new job.
And players can get benched and get cut without guaranteed money.
As
and
they
we're
should
seeing
be.
Mac
As
Jones on the
they
bench.
should.
So it works
As
both
they
ways.
should. As they should.
And as Belichick should
Performance-based.
the coaches should get cut when they ain't
But
performing the right way.
I thought Tom Brady was the reason Belichick won those titles.
Well, obviously it was. We see it right now, right?
Oh, now it's flipped.
But listen, everybody said this motherfucker was the GOAT. That's my whole point. If you're the greatest coach of all time, prove
He
it.
is. He is.
He's proving that he's not. No, he's not. He's not.
When he
He's
do
not.
this, he is.
He's
Who
not.
is?
He's
Who
not. It ain't him.
Who's better
It ain't
coach?
him.
Who's got more rings?
It ain't
Who's got more
him.
rings?
He ain't the great. All right, Robert Ory's the best NBA player of all time.
Hold on.
Bill Russell. Bill
Tom
Russell and
Brady's
Robert
the
Ory
best
are
because he has the
time.
most rings, right? Tom Brady's the
It ain't
best because he has
just
the most
rings.
rings, right?
Bill,
So Tom
Bill
Brady's the
Russell's
best
GOAT.
without the
Bill
most
Russell's
rings.
the GOAT.
Tom Brady's the best with the most rings, but Belichick's not.
Because
Oh my
we
goodness!
seen
You're
Brady,
killing me
we
with the
seen
hypocrisy.
Brady,
You're killing
we
me with the
seen
hypocrisy.
Brady. We seen Brady win that himself. You know me. Listen, I am
I
a
saw him lose
Colts
too.
fan.
I saw him lose
I
too.
am a Colts fan. I watched the Patriots my entire life, and I seen Brady my entire life go down that field, 2-minute drives, 90-second drives, whatever it may be, and win games. Put them in field goal range for Vinatieri to win the game. Late game touchdowns. Like, do you know how many times I've seen when you talk about the clutch factor? That ain't got shit to do with no Belichick. This is Tom Brady saying, you know what? I'm galvanizing the troops. I'm putting the team on my back. Let's go. I'm gonna go win this. And he did it time
Hold on.
again.
Let me square this motherfucker up.
And hey, why you squaring it up, man? People in the chat talking crazy. D Jones, shut the fuck up. You ain't watched more games than me. You ain't played more games than me. I played more and watched more football than you can ever think of. You are a Jaguars fan. Y'all ain't did shit since I've been alive. Don't ever question my experience as a host, as a producer, as a player. You think I work at Fox Sports and I just walk around all day and I don't watch football games? I look at football 7 days a week. So when you question my experience, go look in the mirror and question yourself. I don't see a podcast from D Jones. I don't see a show. I don't see a fucking journal. I don't even know what your face looks like. So watch your mouth. Go ahead and jump in, JB.
D Jones fanboy, man. Jacksonville Jaguar fanboy. It's crazy when you talk about a certain fan base that a certain group goes straight after people. Like the Chiefs queen them for me, D Jones for him. Like it's crazy. Anyway, here's the thing. What were we talking about? Bill Belichick. Real quick though. Bill Belichick, by the way, won a Super Bowl versus the greatest show on turf by stopping them on defense because Tom Brady couldn't fucking muster no points. Number two, the Bill Belichick beat a Jared Goff-led Rams team with Sean McVay just a few years ago by beating them 10-7. I didn't remember Brady fucking lighting up the scoreboard against Aaron Donald, but guess what? Brady gets the credit, not Belichick. By the way, Brady's had some mid-ass Super Bowls similar to Patrick Mahomes. And we give him the credit because he won. But I give the credit to Andy Reid and Bill Belichick on those down games. Those games that are 13-3, 10-7, whatever. Come on, man. It goes both ways. They need both things. But don't ask about a firing of a guy who's won you Super Bowls at the end of the day, regardless of how you think he got them. He won those motherfuckers too.
We can call Belichick one of the greatest defensive minds of all time. We can call him the greatest
He
defensive
has the most
coordinator of all
wins as
time.
that coach. What do you mean?
I'm saying we can call him the great defensive coordinator of all time because he was the great D coordinator with the Giants in one Super Bowl. I get that, but when you talk about
And the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, well, Browns went to the playoffs. I'm talking about he won a Super Bowl with the Giants.
Yeah, I'm just saying he was the head coach though.
Yeah, but he went. But again, he went to the playoffs, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. But remember you on your side, playoffs was huge. Like,
yeah, but on your side, playoffs don't mean shit. So I mean,
I'm just saying though. But you gotta keep it real though. I keep my same narrative. You change it around here.
I keep my narrative. I keep my narrative. I'm chilling. I keep my narrative. So
hey, Jeff Saturday's Smitty's best coach ever. It's Jeff Saturday.
Stop playing, man. Shout out to Tony Dungy though. Now, that's a legend right there. Shout out to Coach Dungy, man. So
I think
we can argue on that all day, man.
All right.
How much time you got left before you gotta go shit, shower, shave? You know,
what time is it?
It's 7:10.
Oh yeah, I gotta get out of here in about 5. I'm gonna wrap up. I already showered. I came in and showered, changed, showered for the show. Now I had to because there was no way for me to shower after this.
See, that's white people shit. I don't think you showered for real. I think you lying to the chat right now. Let's put a poll in the chat right now. Is JB lying? Did JB shower before?
You saw my video. You saw the video, Smitty. You saw the video. Now look, I'm just like, what did I do? Just change clothes real quick. I had to get that shower in when I came in and just knock that drink off. Because I was like, no way I'm getting up. No way I'm getting up. No way I'm getting up if I don't fucking shower this drink off. You can shower drink off. It's a hood term. Shower, drink off.
And you probably need a beer to balance out. Cause are you feeling hungover at all? Or nah, you feel pretty good.
I don't get hungover. I don't get hungover. A beer that's not a balance. Whoever does that is just you're dumb as fuck if you believe that's a balancer thing.
Yeah.
Got to hang out with my boy Chris. Shout out to the Las Vegas bartender. If you don't follow him, follow him. Millions of followers on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. He's huge. Every time I come here, that's my boy. He kicks it with us. He kicked it with us last night. He'll give you some hangover remedies, but the beer thing's not one. And that's a professional as it gets. He's one of the biggest. He's the biggest MGM bartender in the world. He's big time. He knows what's a hungover cure and what's not. And it ain't a fucking beer. Like, the thing is, I'll be real. Like, all right, you're dehydrated. Don't drink water. Drink milk. Like common sense, at some point it has to take over. I'm already fucking loaded. I'm loaded and hungover, and I'm gonna drink more alcohol. I mean, like sometimes you have to use common fucking sense.
That's true. I don't get it, man. But that's the generation we in. That's the world we live in.
The white people shit.
So tell us. I mean, I know you can't tell us everything, but like, could you give us just a little sprinkle of who you're expecting to see at the golf course? Because you about to go golf with some pretty big names from what I'm hearing, and last night was a very kind of uncomfortable scenario. We were at this party, and it was all PGA players and Pat. Ooh. So what was you going through? Was you prepared to have to throw him? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm bodyguard. I got the strap. I'm bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? We're doing that thing. Got to hang out with I don't want to mess her name up. She big though. Got about 300,000 followers. She works for CBS. She does football and golf. So she's a sideline reporter in the NFL. Renner, last name Renner.
Renner. Is Lindsay? Renner.
Is it Sam? Is it Samantha Renner? I'm not sure.
Amanda Renner?
Amanda.
Oh, Balone. Oh. Yeah, I know her. I know you talking. I don't know her, but I know you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, we kicked it with her all night. She real down to earth, dog. We were chopping up with her all night. We chopped it up. We're gonna be with her today golfing. She does big golf stuff, and then she does NBA. So she got to fly out as soon as this is over. She got to go. She does most of NFC, or she does most AFC and NFC South games right now on CBS. So, but she does golf during the season. So she thought I was she thought I had the strap. I carried my cigar box.
Yeah.
She thought I was like Pat's beef. It was funny. That's how we kind of broke the ice. We kind of broke the ice that way and stuff. You look kind of good too.
I did quick Google search. You gotta look. I'm not saying you can get on the show too. You can get on the show.
I got a show anytime. Yeah, I think she got it. I think.
I mean, 2023 don't even matter. I hear you. No,
but listen to the cold part about it. The PJ Cats love Pat. They all came over there. Ooh, it was all cool. Kevin Na, Kevin Na is like a real one. Kevin Na is just like real shit, like chilling. Again, proving my point. Exactly, Danny. You cannot have female friends solely. It just keeps proving my point to everybody. I'm just trying to tell y'all.
You can be friends with her though. Like this is a great example.
God,
she's cool. You just said you said she cool as hell. She having good conversation.
I mean, yeah. And until I found out she was married.
Man, listen. At the end of the day, you're not gonna. You can be friends with women, y'all. If they not giving you none, you can still be cool with them. Because again, it depends on the woman. This woman right here
ain't popped up yet, huh?
You ain't sent him the link.
Yeah, I did.
You ain't sending the link to T Rich. It's T Rich
Hold
Thursday.
on. He just texted me.
Big Mac gonna be on about 7:40, 7:35, man. Hey, pound that like button right now. JB's trying to get T Rich to get on before he hops off to start getting ready.
You got time then.
Yeah, we got time. I'm good. We good, man. I'm good. Like tell T Rich to jump on if he's ready.
Where'd you guys go? God damn it.
We can hear you. I can't see you. It's a black screen.
Yeah,
I like the black screen.
I don't even know where the fucking thing. I need a white screen.
I like a black screen. It look way better.
I don't even know where you are. What the fuck is going on?
Is that a racist joke? You know where I am? That's like a racist joke right there.
No, you're white screen. White screen behind you. I see you.
So real quick, listen. I got the Ring. I got the Ring camera set up at my spot, and I get little notifications. 7 minutes ago, somebody said it was a small earthquake in LA. Said it caught me off guard. I didn't feel it, but is anybody in the chat from LA? Did y'all feel an earthquake here about 5-10 minutes ago? Because I don't think it's hard. Sometimes like shit has happened.
Scared? Are you scared?
No, I ain't gonna lie. The first time it happened out here, I was at work. 2018. It was like a fucking 4.3 or some shit. And we was in a conference room and we had one of those hanging lights from the wall, those big ass light, you know what I mean? And the light was just doing this. The table was shaking. Even people who from LA was like, oh shit, this is kind of, because it lasted for a long time. So that was a scary experience, but I'm kind of used to it now, just kind of used to it. At some point, LA is going to separate from the rest of the world and we're just going to be, we're going to fucking drown in the Pacific Ocean, I guess. That's the rumor.
I take an earthquake all day over a tornado. Stop.
A tornado cool, though. Tornado, just drive away from it.
You're at home and your whole basement gets sucked out the ground and you just go drive away from that?
But it's coming. So your house get fussed up. You got houses. You got insurance on your house.
Cisco, you felt it? Cisco, you felt that shit? Cisco, stop lying. That was just a big ass hyena that fell off the fucking ground eating tamales. Smitty just got booted out. See, that's the thing. I'm risking it right now. I'm risking Smitty just get cut off like that to boost mobile and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Then we got no show. Then Bailey got to run the show. So, we don't even know. Smitty just gone. Smitty just left.
Hey, what the hell just happened?
Here we go.
Nah, I thought on my end, my screen and your screen went black and my shit just jumped off. I ain't know what happened, but I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
I can't see. That's why I'm scared to leave you run the show. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Matt.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah. Matt, I didn't know Matt was coming on this early. I'm hyped now. Big Matt is in the building. JB is drunk and high at the same time, drinking champagne on the airplane.
Hey, you guys run the show. Matt, help Smitty out because he's going to fucking have all kind of Boost Mobile issues. And Trent Richardson's going to hop on too, Smitty. So you're going to have T. Rich and Matt. So T. Rich and Matt.
We got this. JB, go do your thing, man. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this shit.
Hey, Smitty, don't fuck up the show. And number one, number two.
Where are you going, man?
I'm golfing with Michael Jordan and shit.
You motherfucker, you. Oh, Jesus.
He's jumping back on once he gets inside the limo, man. He's going to a limo.
I'm going to get the limo and call you back.
Hey, I can't wait for the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that, because we are going to wall out. I don't even drink, and we're going to have a fucking great time.
I'm going to drink for you. It's going to be fun.
I'll smoke.
Hey, Bailey, can you pull up the video of me an hour ago walking out of the casino real quick for Matt? Because I don't think he saw it.
All right, it's 4:47 a.m. All right, you see Vegas is empty out. I just had to take my boy Cole Swindell, if anyone knows who that is, to his room. Won't get into any more than that. And Pat and I just escorted him, and now we're so I'll be seeing you in about an hour to do the show. Then gotta hit go golfing. I'm just letting you know the time. I'll make sure I get the time, because I'm gonna show you in an hour what drunk and loaded turns into, because it's work hard, play hard. There's no excuses. Big Smitty's gonna be late, probably have a fucking excuse. Not JB.
Not JB. And now, gone.
Boom, just like that, man. How you doing, Matt, man? How you doing? You looking good, my guy.
Go golfing, motherfucker. Get out of here.
Get out of here, JB. We don't want you here no more.
Hey, I got some Deion Sanders Jr. news, but I don't.
We got a lot to talk about today. You sure you want to go golfing?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it and leave though. So I'll call back in. I'll talk to you guys in a minute.
You want to talk about Deion being the SI Sportsman of the Year tomorrow? You want to talk about Jason Whitlock's ridiculous fucking take yesterday about Shedeur being uncoachable? I'm going to reach out to Whitlock today and be like, yo, dog, I need to come back on your show because we are going to have a disagreement.
We got to down to that. We got to down to that.
You know how much shit I just got for going on Whitlock? The entire Buffalo community, all the fanboys were like, oh my God, you pussies won't talk to him. I had a great conversation. Dan Rather didn't like interviewing Osama bin Laden in a cave, but he still did the shit.
That's real.
Exactly.
What a comparison, but that's real. That's it. That's real.
It's called being in the media. It's not called agreeing with everybody on the fucking show. Like the thing that makes this show good is everybody hates everyone and also gets along. So it's ELE. Everybody loves everybody.
Me and JB, we're not friends at all. Like we don't talk before the show. We don't talk after the show.
Prepared for a fucking show once. Dog, we literally, I get a fucking text from Bailey or JB that goes, link. And I just, come on. What are you playing with your toes, you sick fuck? And then I come on, and all of a sudden we go, hey, this is what we're talking about. And I go, cool. And that's it. It's fucking awesome. That's why
we're done.
It's the best show on earth.
Earth,
motherfucker.
Well, so since you brought it up, Matt, tell the fans, what exactly did Whitlock say about Shedeur? Let's dive into that real quick.
So Jason said yesterday in one of his truth bombs that he has, he's a great journalist. Woo! Said what? He's a journalist at heart, and
state championship right here, high school, sophomore year, 2009.
And all my rings are at home. Here's a middle finger for you.
My fault, man. Go.
So he said pretty much that he's got information that there's a different set of rules for the Sanders crew than there is the rest of the team, which yeah. What the fuck? That's not news, dog.
Of course that.
But what? Wait a second. You mean good players get away with shit that bad players can't get away with? That's not fucking news, number one. Number two, he also said that Shedeur is going to be because he's catered to, which I think is bullshit. I think that he might be the toughest guy in college football with what I just watch him take throughout the season. That he won't be coachable in the NFL. That I think he related him like he's got like I think he said Joe Burrow or somebody like really elite talent, but he's got a head like Johnny Manziel, and my fucking brain almost exploded. Like comparing Shedeur Sanders to the biggest fuckboy that's ever played in college football. Johnny Manziel is a great player, but you can't tell me he's not a fuckboy. It's like disrespectful, dude. And it seems to me that Jason doesn't really like Coach Prime that much.
Oh, you think?
So, maybe I'm late to this party and shit, but I agreed with some of the stuff he said because facts is facts. Like when you're dead last running the ball and dead last protecting the passer and dead last against the run, that's pretty soft. But when your quarterback's now he's being thrown under the bus because it feels like there's an agenda against the Sanders crew. That shit ain't cool. And now it's
Hey,
like,
ask Steve when he comes on today, because Steve's gonna come on. You're gonna all be on together. Looks like Steve, you and Trent. Ask Steve what he thinks about Whitlock and his agenda if he has one. It'll be a good conversation.
Well, I'm gonna reach out to Jason too and be like, "Yo, we definitely need to talk about this on your show," because I'm of the mindset that if you don't talk to the people you disagree with, you don't really get to talk. Because then
Jason will bring you back. Jason wants you back on. Jason likes
I know.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like the fact that people just speculate about the other side.
Yeah.
Like that's what's wrong with the country too. Like the fact that people can't sit down and have a conversation and figure this shit out, compromise. Everybody just stands there and points and shouts. That's what sports has turned into. It's like if you go outside of the framework of your little circle, and I look there, I am the leader of the circle. I'm in the middle of the mosh pit. So when you go outside that circle, and people like it.
I'll see you guys in a minute. Take me out, Bailey.
So this is the Big Smitty and Matt show now.
Yes, sir. Can we change the top of the heading? Can we get Matt's name on there? Get a picture of Matt on one side, me on the other side, looking at each other like this.
Let's just mutiny and take this motherfucker over, dog.
I ain't gonna mute you.
Oh shit. No, mutiny, not mute.
Oh, they said mute. I was like, why would I mute you, man? I love you, man. I want you on the show.
Mutiny. Like black flag pirate shit, no quarter.
Right, 100%, man. But no, I mean, talking about the Whitlock's comment on Shedeur, like, yeah, I mean, to me, what has he shown that would make you think that he's not tough, that he's not a true leader? Like, okay, you might not like all the watch and all that stuff. That's a preference. Like that just
that's fair.
That's not like you love it or hate it. That doesn't dictate how I am in the locker room with my teammates. It doesn't dictate how I am as a player on that actual field. You know, on that field, that guy's a leader, man. He's tough. He's been getting his ass kicked all year long, man. You've called it crushed. His back is literally broke right now, right?
And he just gets up and keeps going. And always look, the fact that nobody in the national media, people like, look, the 4 wins, I don't think that that's a great season. I just don't. I know it's a 3-game improvement, and I'm happy they did it. But I don't think it's a great season. I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Right.
But at the same time, the fact that they lost 6 of their ace games by 1 score. Last year, they were losing all of their games by like 40 points, bro. So that's how you lose small, learn, win small, win big. Next year in the Big 12, where the conference schedule is 20 times easier than it was this year, and that is not an exaggeration. Go look at who they play. Like, there's good teams on the schedule. The Big 12 isn't a slack conference, but the Big 12, the Pac-12 is better than the Big 12, period. Yeah. So, I mean, Texas is going to win the Big 12 after beating Alabama and be watching the playoff. So, that's why they're going to the SEC. So, look, CU is going to a conference where they are going to control it, and Shedeur's only there for another year. Travis is only there for another year. Shiloh's only there for another year. So, Coach Prime winning the SI, man of the year, that's big time. We were DMing each other this morning about recruits and players and stuff like that. That's the other thing that I love about this entire situation is people assume that because I have an opinion and I'm a little outspoken and I don't agree with everything, that somehow we're at odds.
Right.
Right.
Not the case at all.
I talk to this guy more than I talk to family members and shit. I'm constantly feeding them information and players, and what they do with it is their business. I'm just trying to help. So,
and that's what I like about Coach Prime too. He's man enough and real enough to where he can take constructive criticism, especially from guys like you who loves the program.
And pros, like he respects other pros.
Yeah.
So if you're an F boy, he's going to treat you like one. But if you're a pro, he'll treat you with respect if you show respect. And I've always said this: the special thing about Coach Prime, Coach Deion Sanders, is the way he makes you feel when you meet him. Like the way he gives you your time, the way he talks to you, the way that he makes eye contact, the way that he if he did it with my son, he did it to me. I saw him do it to multiple recruits. He has a power, and that power is contagious. And people don't like that shit. And one of his best quotes, I don't know if Bailey can find it, is, what would give you the impression that your opinion of me is going to somehow negatively affect me? And the first time I heard him say it, I was like, okay, I'm running with that. That's how I live.
Yeah. So
guys who are like-minded, we don't sit around and if I'm in the media, which I am, I do this every fucking day and get paid for it, I have an opinion. And my opinion is valid because, exactly, baby. And it's valid because I earned the right to have it valid.
Yeah.
I didn't go to media school. I went to Hard Knock school, bro. I went into the trench and lived there for 20 years. And now I teach it and I deal with recruits, and everyone in the business knows this. Everyone in the pundit world that we live in, where everybody's an expert because everyone has a show or a fucking platform, right? I went on this guy's show yesterday, and he was crucifying me on Twitter, but wouldn't tag me. He's just writing my last name.
Got you.
Right. So somebody screenshots it and sends it to me, and like, this kid's talking shit, because I don't really read comments. Although I will block a motherfucker quick. And I just reached out to him like, yo, dog, you can spell my last name even with the lowercase c, and you can't tag me, you coward motherfucker. And rather than not approach him and go on his show, I went on a show for 40 minutes. And by the end of it, he was agreeing with me. So it's just like the face-to-face thing. If you go back to Ball State, all you're going to get is love.
Yeah. 100%.
You could have a bunch of people that don't like you, and they can reach out and tell you through digital channels. But have you ever had anybody walk up and disrespect you face to face ever?
No, never. And that's a society that we're in, man. Steve Kim is in the building.
Hey, I'm joined by the newest fearless contributor. The Buffalo.
Hey, man, like I said earlier, Dan Rather went into a cave and interviewed Osama bin Laden. So I can go on Whitlock's show.
hey, I didn't understand, Matt. All the complaining from the Buffalo Nation. Don't they want someone that's going to stick up for Deion, or at least give an opposing view? I don't get this.
That's the thing. They're mad at me for going on the show. They're going to be pissed when I go back. And now I want to go back on to defend what he said yesterday about Shedeur. I think it's ridiculous. Uncoachable? What? If the kid was uncoachable, he would have declined throughout the season. He had to change offensive coordinators. He had to deal with fucking pressure every play, and he still was fourth in the country in passing yards? And everybody can be like, well, all they did was pass. Well, yeah, they can't run the fucking ball. They've got the 5 guys up front, and the scheme was as soft as baby shit. Anybody who's got a kid knows that's real soft and grainy. So I thought yesterday's take was a little bit, I think it's a little bit of a jab, bro. And then this is the other thing. The anonymous coach, whoever the anonymous coach is, everybody that operates out of anonymous land, you are a fucking straight coward. I don't know who did this up in Boulder. I could guess. There's people leaving. There's a lot of there's tension, blah, blah, blah. But for somebody just to be like, oh, well, there's different rules for the Sanders brothers. No shit. And he's not coachable. A little disgruntled, are we? But you won't put your name behind it, huh?
Put your name behind it.
If you won't put your fucking name behind it and put your balls on the table, how is that acceptable? How is that really a source? I think that's a source of bullshit, because if the guy's like, hey, I'm going to tell you something, but don't use my name, well, then how did I get the information? I got it from a reliable source who won't tell you his fucking name? Whatever, dog.
In a situation like that, I can tell you this, Matt, as a reporter, because a lot of us do use sources or people say, can you use this in background? I don't want to be quoted. You better get more than one source that says that then. That just, if it's one person, I always say, you know what? You don't want to put your name on it? And a lot of times I say, you know what? I'd rather just kind of leave this alone then. Now, if I get more than a few people that'll give you that same corroborating type of evidence or statement, then I'll start to dig and maybe I'll go with it. But if it's that one person, the problem is you don't know if that person has a dishonest agenda.
Yeah,
even if you really know them well. So you have to be really careful with that.
And look, I've been around this since day one. I was part of like the advisory board group that helped facilitate, Prime's guy Rodney to Rick George and putting all the stuff in behind. I remember telling Klatt and Bloom on a conference call, like, do not go for comfort here, go for greatness. And they did. They went and hired Coach Prime and shocked the world. And I think it had an immediate effect this year in a positive way, regardless of the record. Again, 6 games lost by 1 score. Next year, those 6 games are won by 1 score or 2. That's, again, what did we just say? Lose small, win big. So they're still building. And look, to assume that Shedeur Sanders is uncoachable is a lazy take. I've been up there so many times. I've watched so much film. I've seen every snap they played. I talk to the offensive linemen constantly. I'm not in the room. I'm trying to help them from afar. I don't want to step on toes, but at the same time, I have a pretty big opinion on this. Like I was saying to Smitty earlier, I just got off the phone with Coach Prime this morning, where I'm in here at 5 a.m. There's multiple coaches on site watching the kids. I'm sending him information on guys that might be going in the portal, might be available in the high school ranks. I just think that it's almost irresponsible to just go out and say that. And to compare Shedeur Sanders to Johnny Manziel mentally is, if I'm Shedeur Sanders, that is the number one thing that I am fucking writing on my mirror.
Yeah, here's the thing. Johnny Manziel, as much as no one liked the draconian NCAA rules, he broke them. Shedeur hasn't. One area where I really do disagree with Whitlock on Coach Prime, and Jason hates when I bring it up. I believe Coach Sanders has been absolutely spot on about a couple of things regarding the NIL. And he told this whole Klatt in the summer, he said the NIL has already been hijacked because remember, Matt and Smitty, what was the NIL for? Name, image, likeness. That means if you're a Chris Webber and people are wearing your jersey, which I saw a lot of.
Right, you get paid for
Reggie Bush number 5 at SC that I saw millions of, it seemed like. Players should get a piece of that because they have become an iconic player who's become a superstar, and people are wearing your paraphernalia, and you should get a piece, and you should get commercial endorsements out of that. But instead, and this is what Coach Sanders says, it's like, hey, son, you've never made a play in college football, but there's a $300,000 package just to sign with our school. That's pay for play. And that was never really brought up. And by the way, all Division I football players should get a baseline salary because of the TV money.
I agree.
We're talking about something extra based on your name. And kids are getting money now to visit schools and give verbal pledges. That's not what this is about.
No, it's not.
The other thing is, and Dion, again, has enough guts to say it, and because it's Dion, people jump on him. When he says, we're not an ATM, you know what? I think every program should say that because, Matt, I've told you this, players should get paid and get the best deal possible, but too many kids are going to schools they don't even want to be at, and it still becomes a miserable experience. And then what happens is you have a bunch of kids going to the transfer portal, which has completely created this anarchy where now schools not only have to recruit 20 new high school players, you have to recruit almost every good, solid scholarship player. That's not what college football should be. That's the way I think.
Totally agree with you 100%.
And real quick, guys, we got the clip from Bailey, actually from Whitlock. I just want to show that real quick to our fans real quick. Let's go and throw that on there, Bailey.
My evaluation of Shedeur, and this is when a lot of my criticism has come of what Dion has done at Colorado from a strategic standpoint. I look at Shedeur and say, he reminds me of a bigger Jalen Hurts. That's who he reminds me of, a bigger Jalen Hurts. Not the most mobile guy, but mobile. Good, solid, good arm, can deliver the football everywhere you need it on the field, but not an elite arm, but good. And he reminds, tough. He's tough in the pocket, relatively. He reminds me of Jalen Hurts. And so I've watched Colorado all year. Like, how come they don't run a similar style offense like Philadelphia is using with Jalen Hurts?
Oh.
Why isn't he under center occasionally?
Oh.
Why is he always in shotgun? Again, he should be in a very similar offense to Philadelphia, but Deion won't allow it. Deion hired an offensive coordinator to run a 5 wide, everybody out in the pattern, no tight end, that block, to do all of that. But the other issue, the big issue that's going to face Shedeur Sanders as he goes into the NFL, he's got Jalen Hurts' talent, but he's got Johnny Manziel's personality. What makes Jalen Hurts great? Jalen Hurts is one of the greatest leaders, one of the greatest young men we've ever seen in college athletics and in the NFL. It's all the intangibles.
All right,
Shedeur doesn't have those things.
I'm done listening to this bullshit.
Well, he did compare him to an MVP candidate. I mean,
yeah, but he's not. He is nothing like Jalen Hurts, dog. Jalen Hurts is a tank. Jalen Hurts squats 500 fucking pounds. Shedeur ain't squatting 500 pounds. Like Shedeur is a pocket passer, professional under center quarterback. He needs to be in a system that is like West Coast based, where he can bootleg and sprint out, and they didn't do that last year, and he still excelled while getting hit in the teeth. Can you imagine how fucking good this guy would be if he had 5 professional offensive linemen in front of him and a real running game? So I think that's where they're going to go with this moving forward, and Coach Prime's too smart and has been around too many elite running games. Every fucking time he won a Super Bowl was either with the Great Wall of Dallas or San Francisco 49ers and Ricky Waters, who had like 1,800 fucking yards when they won the Super Bowl.
You know, people forget about Tua coming in out of the bullpen to rescue Alabama in a game that hurts. Alabama was never going to win that 2018. I think it was a Sugar Bowl, the championship game. They were down 13-0. And I give myself and Nick Saban credit. I've said they need to bench Hurts. I'd go with the southpaw because I had seen him in the spring game. He looked really good. That's the thing, though.
You just said that.
Perfect timing, man. It's good to you, Rick.
He's actually ahead of Jalen Hurts in terms of pure arm talent and passing ability at the same stage.
Bro,
physically, Hurts is like a tank, like you said.
Yeah. Oh, but don't forget too, Steve, just to be devil's advocate. The very next year, I believe Jalen Hurts did the same thing for Tua. SEC championship, right. Yeah. So.
I think the comparison between like Jalen Hurts and Shedeur Sanders. Anybody else think that that's the comparison? Like when you watch Shedeur play, you see Jalen Hurts.
No, I don't, because like you said, Jalen is built like he's built different. He's like
Jalen's like a fucking
legs. Like, even though he runs he extends plays to throw the ball, but he's a hell of a runner as well. Shedeur doesn't like to run, really. I mean, he does it because he has to.
He'll run out of necessity to scramble out of the pocket. But one of my beefs this year was you're running lateral zone read with a guy who doesn't run zone read.
Right.
So if you had a quarterback, if we had Jalen Hurts, all that zone read shit would work because when the end crashes, you got an open alley. But when you're a pocket passer and you're lateral to go vertical, that shit doesn't work. He played running back.
I'm letting you guys talk.
Thanks.
Please do, JB.
Vegas is back.
JB, what the hell is that in the background, man?
Vegas.
He's in Vegas, T-Rich.
Vegas.
He been smoking cigars and drinking all night.
My boy Pat looked better. Pat looked better before.
Yo, bitches. What's good, Pat, man? We need you on the show, man.
Matt, you know this guy, Matt? Derek Anderson?
Hey, there you go. There's another beaver out there.
What's going on, guys?
Matt played the league about 7
years. Are you guys just getting hammered all day and golfing or what?
Everybody's here? No, Coach. We're getting in the limo, dog. Go ahead and talk. Steve Kim, drop knowledge on them all.
The limo, dog. The fucking life of Jason Brown, dog.
God, I love it, man. Let's transition, though, man, because we do got Big T Rich here on the show, man. I do want to talk a little bit of college football playoff landscape. I know we've been talking about that the last couple of days, man, and there's so many different scenarios that could go down. You know, JB he's a huge believer, T Rich, that your Crimson Tide will upset Georgia and shake the whole college playoff football landscape. What say you? Like, do you really think you guys have a serious opportunity, serious chance to upset Georgia? Do you think it will happen when we hear from you?
Man, I'll tell you what, man. It's tough to not call it, but it's tough to call it, man. Because
be true.
yeah, man. Because we done seen this story so many times, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this: I feel like it's gonna be an upset, and I feel like it's gonna be an upset because one thing Nick Saban and Kirby Smart has always had a problem with: somebody can run that damn ball at the quarterback position. Imagine the games that Bama lost when Kirby was there. Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, even Dax when he was in Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying he was running the ball all the time, but he could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was mobile. And you think about those type of games, even when Kirby lost against Bama, Tua, Jalen, stuff like that. Like, it's the proof is in the pudding, man. But I feel like now I think those kids got a flow, and I think Jalen Monroe is on a roll, and they letting him be him instead of just sitting in the pocket. And to go back to what you were saying, I can see a little bit of that Jalen Hurts in Shador, especially when he first started, man. That was the problem that we was having with Jalen. Like, man, we was telling him like, hey, move around a little bit more. Like, I know you want to be a pocket passer, but you can move around too. In the beginning, when he first got to Bama, because he was trying to be defined as a pocket passer. But that I can see a little bit of he's dodging tackles, man. And I can see a little bit of Aaron Rodgers in him, man.
That's what I'm looking for right there.
No, that's a huge that's
wait a minute. The greatest arm talent ever.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying you think about how many tackles that Aaron Rodgers was dodging in Green Bay. Like that was Aaron. Like Aaron was moving like that.
He was moving, but we talking about the arm part though.
Hold too long sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't like he ain't got no arm. Man, the kid got an arm. So, I mean, he's putting it in the places where nobody else can get it. So, them receivers got to catch him.
I like
to get
Shador.
blocked.
I'm just saying Aaron Rodgers is like, he might be.
It's high praise, but it's not out of bounds.
Yeah, we talking about young. We talking about like that what he could be. We ain't talking about like just right now. And, we talking about comparisons where he's at right now in college.
He's got to go win the Super Bowl too. What?
Well, look, moving forward, Shador has to have a better internal clock, guys. I think at least half the sacks, I was saying to myself, Shador, you got to chuck that thing.
Half? Did you watch? Bro, the offensive line was like, it's the worst I've ever seen.
I'm with you, and that's why you have to make an adjustment. It's 1,000, 2,000, and you just can't go pump it. It's too late.
I think the scheme was the problem, not the players. I mean, but the players in the scheme were definitely a problem, if that makes sense. So, all right, well, regardless, the playoff stuff, if Alabama beats Georgia, I don't know how you keep Georgia out being two-time defending champions and only having one loss in 3 years. I don't know how you keep Alabama out, but then Texas beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. If they beat Oklahoma State, how do you keep them out? If Washington beats Oregon and they're undefeated, how do you keep them out? Florida State's going to hammer Louisville. Anybody who takes Louisville in that game, you're fucking up.
Well, I guess I'm fucking up because I got Louisville, Big Mac.
You're fucking up.
I got Louisville, Big Mac.
Okay, well, we need to put something on that. You want to put
on there?
Put a 50 on it. Let's go, dog.
50 on it right now. Shake my hand. 50 on it right now. It's official. I got Louisville.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Chicago backhands live. Cut this clip, buddy. Cut this clip.
Like if you've got Alabama, Georgia, Texas, undefeated Washington, undefeated Florida State, undefeated Michigan, how are you making these decisions? The 3 undefeated teams are in, bro. You can't go undefeated in a major conference and not get into the playoff. If that happens, I'm not watching. Like, fuck this. This is ridiculous. But then again, if Alabama beats Georgia, how do you keep both of them out?
Steve, that messes everything. If Bama wins, to me, that messes up everything. Like,
it kind of does. I think
it
Georgia wins the game. Look, Bama, they're the only team in the country that could struggle with Auburn, who's 6-6 and lost to New Mexico State. Every other school gets hammered for it. It's a rivalry.
Well, it is a rivalry, though.
Okay,
bro.
but there's still a terrible Auburn team. The other thing is,
look up and to the right, which means
this is what I hate about the SEC fans, and I love the SEC. The SEC fans kill me. it's always about, well, that game doesn't count because Alabama lost to Texas at home. Like, I literally had someone on Texas say, on Twitter say last week after the game, yeah, but, we've gotten better. Doesn't matter. Texas beat Alabama pretty handily at Tuscaloosa. Like, the SEC fans try to have it both ways. We won head-to-head, except when you don't win head-to-head. Well, now we went through the SEC. You people are maniacs. And this is where the SEC is a little bit overrated. Not everyone plays each other during the conference season. Okay? So all you guys can bitch and moan at me. It's okay because I'm just going to mute you on Twitter and you're still going to follow me. So listen to me. The games actually matter. The results matter. And the reality is, I don't care if it's a rivalry game. Auburn was a terrible team. They were a terrible Auburn team.
That is true, Steve. I think T. Rich he has a rebuttal. T. Rich, what do you have to say to what Steve just said about your Bama Crimson Tide in the SEC?
It's just a rivalry, I guess.
Well, listen, man, that's just like I would never bet on Michigan and Ohio State game. I would never bet on Texas and Oklahoma game. I would never bet on Alabama and Auburn. I don't give a damn how good they is. Man, listen, we was beating everybody ass my freshman year. And we got down that motherfucker to Auburn, excuse my language, and we got 14-0. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just, and we went undefeated that year. The first time in the SEC, somebody went undefeated. So it's like, I can't say that. I get what you're saying because you're on the outside looking in. I get it. But you name one of those teams that's undefeated right now, other than Georgia, we can sit there and say that's just better than Alabama. Like, just be real. For the last 2 years.
I already know one team with one loss. Texas is better than Alabama.
They won a game. I said undefeated, but they won a game. I get it. But you're talking about the first game of the season. When you get better from the first game to your second game of the season.
Second, but
you're right.
Again,
you're right.
There you go again. But what's wrong in the season? Well, I mean, look, all I know is this: the SEC. I believe they're the best conference in football. They have been but they don't really schedule a lot of out-of-conference games that mean anything. There's a reason because they got exposed this year.
Alabama.
They do neutral site games. They don't go home and home. That's been a
we played last year in Texas. This year, like what are you talking about?
The SEC does not play a lot of games out of their time zone. Now, Alabama schedules a lot of neutral site games. I give them that. Just look at the record. Florida had not played in a non-conference game out of state in like 35, 40 years till Utah, who then, by the way, beat them with like their backup quarterback, Bryson Barnes.
Florida? Did you say Florida, man?
They're an SEC team, right?
Man, Florida ain't been good since Tim Tebow left, man. We all know that.
That is true.
That is true, but I'm just saying.
Since Urban went and shook that thing up, it ain't been the same since then. You know that.
I know, but here's the thing. There comes a point in time where the games have to matter. And I think the Texas team had one breakdown against Oklahoma. They struggled against another team. But when they are healthy, I think they're physically as good as any team. They may be left out because of that one loss. That's the truth. And I have people say, who'd you take, Texas or Alabama? Now, that's a tough one. If Bama beats Georgia, they're in. And if Texas gets left out, they're going to be some pissed off Texans.
All right,
listen, I got an upset alert this week with Oklahoma State.
Well,
go ahead, Matt.
It's like Texas lost at Kansas. Alabama lost to Texas. Like the Kansas loss that Texas took, that's the means. Didn't they?
No, Texas lost to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, that's right. Now, Oklahoma.
But again, that's a rivalry game. So now it doesn't matter. See what I'm talking about, guys?
I was mistaken. Fuck
no,
off.
No, I'm not talking about you, man.
Oklahoma lost to Kansas.
No, I'm saying if you're going to say Texas lost, you don't get the asterisk and read the fine print. It's a rivalry game.
But
Never mind. It's only half the loss.
But they didn't lose.
See what I mean? See what I mean? The whole perception of how we use that conveniently. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but Alabama didn't lose, Kim.
No, but they played a slow. Let me ask you this: Who's a better team? You think, honestly, Auburn or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, probably.
Probably, I think by a lot.
I think if Auburn and Oklahoma played, Auburn would play them fucking super tough.
Yeah.
As tough as they did
Most
New
definitely.
Mexico State. Okay,
Look,
so I disagree.
I can't accommodate for kids who don't understand that New Mexico State isn't a bunch of scrubs and Jerry Kill's a bad motherfucker. They
I'm
just
with you.
underestimated a team. They underestimated a really good team that won 10 games. That's
But
not,
I'm just saying, if we're going to start putting asterisks by the result of rival, and I get it, it's a rivalry game. I think Bama, they have a shot, but I think Georgia's really solid. I really do. And Carson Beck is probably the most underrated, overlooked quarterback in college football. He's been so efficient. And Kirby Smart, if he wins this year and goes undefeated, I think he should retire. It'll never get better than this to go
for 4.
Yeah, maybe. But look, here's where I think Alabama has an issue. Offensively, they're kind of inconsistent. And the year that Alabama smoked Georgia, which was 2 years ago, they had an issue because they could not cover Jamison Williams and John Little Mechie. I don't think they have those type of threats outside this year consistently. So
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
So, okay. I played on a team in 2001 that got, in my opinion, got totally screwed out of playing Miami for the national title. We beat Nebraska by 30. We avenged our only Big 12 loss in Texas. And because Nebraska played on 9/11, they played Troy State. We canceled our game at Washington State in Pullman. They had one more victory, and we had lost our opener, and then we ran through the Big 12 and beat Texas. We were 10-2. And when they put the board up and we were third behind Nebraska, it didn't matter if we were going to the Fiesta Bowl anymore. It was like, well, fuck this. The system is rigged, dog. We can't even win games and go play for the title. Now, I think that Miami would have fucking shit stomped us because that's the best college football team I've ever seen. But you want the opportunity to play. And that's my concern here is I've got guys all over the college football playoff. Like selfishly, I just want it to go easy. Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State. Because I got guys at Florida State, I got guys at Washington, I got guys at Michigan. And I want to watch my guys play. So from a selfish standpoint, I want to watch my guys play. But at the same time, I think that chaos is needed in order to, expose the hypocrisy of this whole thing. And like if Alabama wins, if Oregon wins, if Florida State wins, Michigan wins, Texas wins, like that, this is, it's going, what is it going to be like payoff city? How are they going to make these decisions? Like there's 13 ADs. You can't tell me that there isn't an agenda in the room. Like are they going to start like teaming up conference by conference to vote? I thought it was supposed to be individually. So like this, I think this is even more corrupt than a fucking computer. The computer doesn't have a bias. It's just going by numbers. And the numbers can be fucking skewed, but I don't think there's bias. It's just a bad system. This is 13 dudes or whoever they are, 13 ADs that are determining who gets to go play for a natty when you've got 7 or 8 teams that should be playing for it. I mean, that's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because you got to be able to put those teams and get those teams the opportunity. But at the same time, like we got to come to be real. Like anytime Bama has not been in that playoff system, it's been a blowout. It's since last year. Only time last year, like we got a real good playoffs was last year. That was the only time we got a real good playoffs.
But even TCU got embarrassed. In the
and that's what I'm saying. So, it's stuff like that, bro. Like,
and that's what I'm concerned about T. Rich this year. Like, if Florida State wins, they deserve to be in. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
But let's be real though. Like, let's remove. Like, let's be honest. Without their quarterback, do we really think Florida State's a top 4 team? though? I don't.
No,
without the quarterback,
they're not.
Without their quarterback, they're not.
About earning it though, right?
Right.
You can't.
Yeah, the games have to matter, but I Florida State, they better not just beat Louisville. They need to really be conclusive. They need to dominate Louisville. It still may not be enough. But again, this is a team in FSU. I'll be consistent. The games have to matter. And they beat some pretty good teams this year. I actually thought Florida State, right off the top, they beat LSU. That's a good, solid win.
That's good. They might be the Heisman winner, honestly.
Right. That'd be my Heisman winner. They beat Clemson at Death Valley. That is still tough to do. Not a lot of teams do that.
Shit is horrible.
The Miami one, unfortunately, Mario Cristobal devalued that with his own coaching. Yeah. They beat Florida, but with the backup, they scuffled, but they beat them at the Swamp. But Florida, they're not exactly what they were. But that's going to be what's going to happen this year is going to be an argument for the 12-team playoff.
So, okay. Really? This is
but I still never got my question answered. Like, do you think any of those teams outside of, we can say Georgia, do they look like they're better than Alabama?
I think
Texas does. That's one.
I think Michigan's better than Alabama.
Yeah, Georgia and Michigan.
I think Michigan is really, really fucking.
Michigan is legit. T-Rich.
I get it. But
you know what's funny? Michigan. I disagree with you. Michigan has no threats outside, guys.
I don't see Michigan being. They ain't got no threats.
But they got a better running back in my opinion. They got a better O line. I think.
O line is fucking.
Brady McCarthy's quarterbacks, whatever.
Roman Wilson on a lot of other teams. Roman Wilson's a good little player. He'd be a second or third receiver. At Michigan, he's number one. They don't really have that guy up top. They're fairly easy to defend schematically. Now they're very good inside, and JJ McCarthy with his legs. But so to answer T. Rich's question, so we have Georgia. I would put over Bama in terms of physical. The talent they have. I think Texas. These guys say Michigan. I'll give Michigan credit. They've steamrolled just about everybody, and they beat a really good Ohio State team. Florida State without Jordan Travis, I can't put them in there.
Well, they're going to get in if they win. And Louisville's. I mean, I know Louisville's after a loss, but I think Florida State's just better.
I don't see them being Louisville, man.
Without Jordan Travis, though, Matt. That's what we're going with.
Well, yeah, I understand, but you can't if they're undefeated and they get left out. If an undefeated Florida State and a 13-win Texas team with one loss and one in Alabama doesn't get in, everyone should strike. This is college football players. Let me talk to you right now. I'm not kidding at all. I think it's fucking ridiculous that people laugh at it. You understand how much every college football player right now, you understand how much power you have for a corrupt playoff system that are going to pick the guys rather than fucking play for it. That's number one. All the TV revenue money that you're not getting anything from, all the NIL money that the motherfucking fans and business people have to contribute to funds rather than monetizing everything that you're making off tickets and sales and jerseys and all that bullshit. So that's the other scam. Can you imagine if all 6 or 8 of these top teams just said, you know what? Fuck your championship Saturday, dog. We're not playing. And we want a cut of the goddamn revenue. We want a cut of everything. And we're unionizing. We're unionizing behind fucking Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr. Who gives a fuck? One of the quarterbacks just stand up and go, no, lock arms and don't play. Oregon and Washington, you hate each other, lock arms, don't play. Alabama and Georgia hate each other, lock arms at the 50 and sit down. Everybody yell all you want. I don't give a fuck. You want me to play? Pay me. It's just like Goodfellas. Oh, your house burned down? Fuck you. Pay me. Oh, your dog died? Fuck you. Pay me. Oh, you're a little late on the rent this month? Fuck you. Pay me.
Pay me.
The college football players have so much power that they do not use ever. There's no agents, there's no union, there's no health care. You're getting fucking jobbed, and you think that NIL is like this savior. The transfer portal is where you go to get played. The NFL is where you go to get fucking paid. Stop acting like this shit is fucking just elementary. You don't go to college so they can get paid anymore. Stop fucking playing this stupid game. But it'll never happen because there's no like community in college football. Everybody's a merc. At least we have a union in the NFL, even though it's dog shit and DeMaurice Smith is a puppet. It's still, I can still call them and bitch and try and get my benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like college football it's in trouble right now, dog. I understand it's popular, but you know what? Fucking New Kids on the Block was popular too. I'm just saying, like shit.
Vanilla Ice.
Like an ice baby. Better run than him. Over the goddamn Suge Knight hanging his ass, shaking his fucking pockets out and shit. So look, I gotta go. I got Nick Ferguson, the great NFL safety, played at Georgia Tech, on my show today at 10. So when you guys get off of this and wherever JB is out there, sniffing panties or doing whatever he's doing in fucking Vegas, dog. We'll be back on tomorrow morning. I love you all. And I'm going after Whitlock. I'm calling him today. Be like, yo, I got to come back on your show. So,
I love it, man. Shout out to Big Matt. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all follow his podcast and show. Steve, T-Rich, man, but before you guys go, I want to transition a little bit to some NFL. We talked earlier, it's Thursday night football. You got the Cowboys and the Seahawks. To me, on paper, this is probably the best Thursday night game. We'll see how the results end up being obviously tonight. But I want to talk more so about, I guess Dak Prescott to start. Right now, he's in the MVP conversation, whether we love him or not, love him or hate him, he's in the MVP conversation. And I believe that tonight can be one of those games where he can go out there and really kind of showcase and prove to his belief why he should be maybe at the top of the MVP race. If he goes out there tonight and gets a solid Seahawks team, they're 6-5, so it would be the first win on the Cowboys schedule against a winning team this year. So I do think it's a big deal. He goes out there and wins or throws 3 touchdowns, no picks, 250 plus yards. I think that puts him in a different light in the MVP race. But Steve, I'll start with you, man. What do you think about Dak MVP wise this year?
Dak MVP. I've always been fairly high on Dak, more than most people. I don't know if he's super elite. He's probably among the top 10 to 12. Now, is that game in Seattle tonight?
It's in Dallas.
They should win that game. Seattle's been a little bit uneven this year. They're not protecting the ball. They've scuffled through. MVP. So, I don't know, because when I say who's the best player, most valuable, if I had an MVP vote, and I know how unrealistic it is, I'm not going to say a center like Whitlock. I think Myles Garrett should get MVP consideration. I think down to down, he's the most dominant football player this year that I've seen. And it's really a shame that Deshaun Watson does not give that offense a chance to have Myles Garrett actually be more dominant. But,
it's tough.
Here's the thing. Dak has been a good regular season player for his whole career.
Right.
Can he do it in January? That's the question. That's the money football.
Yeah.
MVP, though.
I agree with you. I listen, you ain't said nothing wrong on that. And the thing about it is, like, I still get flashes from last year, man, in that playoff game.
Yeah.
And he almost took that sack, and it was just like, what are you doing? But listen, he's played tremendous this year. Like, it's been the best I've seen Dax. This is prime Dax right here. Can he keep it up through playoff? I don't know. I hope he can. If he can, that will shake up the world, because Dallas ain't won since Emmett them.
Yeah.
And if he can do that, man, that's that. Do you know what that'll do to Dallas? Do you know what that'll do to Jerry Jones? Like, now he can leave his he got the computer set up when he died. he can have a whole nother category of questions now, I guess. I don't know.
That's true, man. That's true.
Man. I think if Dallas win this year, if Dax take them to the Super Bowl and win, I think we're going to the Jetsons mode where we can vanish and come back and all this other stuff. So, but it's gonna be tough, man, because I like I said, he's definitely in the MVP conversation this year, right, hands down. That kid has done a lot this year. I like my guy CJ. I like CJ in the MVP conversation. Not saying that he'll win it, but what he's doing out there in Houston right now, man, and big shots to DeMeco, bro. DeMeco got that team rocking and rolling. He got that rookie playing, man, and I'm proud of DeMeco, what he's doing out there, man, for his first year as a coach. Like, it's beautiful.
No, 100%, man. I think the biggest thing too this year is that we talk about it so much on this show, but it's a big point. Quarterback play has not been that great this year, so there's not like one player, one quarterback where they just stand out from the rest of the pack. We're like, okay, that guy deserves it. So because of that, I think a lot of the MVP voting is going to determine or depend upon wins. So I think right now, last time I looked, I think Mahomes, I think Hurts, Lamar, I think are like the top, I think 3 right now in terms of leading the MVP race. But like Steve said, like when I think about who's been the best players, just like it's to me, it's Tyreek Hill for sure, and it's Myles Garrett when I think about best individual players. But again, this is most valuable, and to me, they should just change this to a quarterback award, because at the end of the day, we understand that in football, the quarterback is the most valuable, most important position on the football field, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek is better at his position than Tua is at his position. But if the Dolphins go win the rest of their games, Tua would win MVP over Tyreek because he's the leader of that team, and that's just how how the train goes there. Unfortunately, so yeah, top MVP candidates right here.
How do you quantify the value of a Max Crosby when his team's scuffling? TJ Watt, he's always a really good ball player, but I've always thought there should be two different awards. Who's your favorite quarterback for the year? Who's the best pure football player? Because I thought for a full decade, Aaron Donald was the best football playing gladiator there was throughout most of the 2010s. But I don't know if he ever really got any votes. But I think this year, though, the more I look at it, like I'm watching the Baltimore LA Charger game, two of the better quarterbacks or big name quarterbacks. And it was like a pillow fight.
Yeah.
The game's 13-10 for 58 minutes. And I'm thinking, there used to be a time when Steve Young played a Troy Aikman. You knew you were getting a high level of quarterback play.
Yeah.
I see a lot of games nowadays where neither team is into the 20s by the fourth quarter. And I think
Steve, to that point, should we start giving more credit to the defense, or because all we're saying is, no, go ahead.
I think the defenses have figured out certain things. They defend the RPO a little bit better.
Yep.
The spread offenses, teams are now making an adjustment. There used to be a time that if you lined up in spread, it took a couple of teams to go, you know what, we're just going to go with the nickel package. And people would come up with a fancy name for that linebacker they would take out. They'd put in a fifth defensive back. There's more hybrid defenders, and they give them a fancy name like the Star, the Jack, or the Striker. I've been told by people that study this, that really know football, and they watch the All-22 and they break it down. You get a schematic advantage in football at the highest levels for about a year and a half. After that, they figure out how to defend everything, and you got to re-evolve. I actually think, why Detroit has struggled the last 2 weeks. Goff has come back down to earth, unfortunately. But the fact that Detroit actually goes under center and they run old school football, running downhill with a lot of eye candy, and they do a lot of play action, what Goff is good at, it actually makes them tough to defend because not a lot of people actually do that anymore.
Yeah, that's a hell of a point.
And then anytime you can run the ball in the NFL, especially now, right? And we say, these defenses has caught up with the time. And, because it's a 7-on-7 league. It's been that for the last 10 years, right?
Right.
And these teams are, conditioning these quarterbacks different. And that's why they're the most valuable players, right?
Right.
But I think these defenses are, catching up to it. And it shows now, right? It's 13-10, like you just said, to some of the bigger names with the quarterbacks in the league. And so it's kind of like, what are you going to do now? Are you going to go back to balanced NFL pro offense? Or are you going to stay with, are you going to stay with this 7-on-7? Because you think about the teams that has won Super Bowls. They've been able to run the ball. They've been able to put that ball in the quarterback, in the running back hands some type of way. Got them in space. What you think about what Kansas City is doing? It ain't just one off of, well, I ain't going to say it's not just one off, Mahomes just
Pacheco's been running. Pacheco's playing a big important piece.
Exactly. And you look at these teams like Seattle when they was winning, they had beast mode when they had them, that great running game with Turbo behind him. When Dallas, when they was able to win it, they always had a good running game. When the Patriots was winning it, they had Tom Brady, but Tom Brady the running back ran for 200 yards on us in the damn playoffs. Yeah. And Tom threw for 5 touchdowns. You get what I'm saying? Like they was more balanced. And so when you got a good running, especially now, like the linebackers ain't built like they used to be.
They're skinny, yeah.
They're skinny. Now you don't have a Ray Lewis in the middle. Now you don't have a Troy Polamalu back there busting heads, or Ed Reed.
And you can't hit for real because all the different rules.
It's a great
point, because it's almost like when everyone's zigging, I'm going to zag. In a less physical game, which it is today, I'm going to be physical because it's going to make you uncomfortable. If you think about the best teams in the league this year, now that I'm thinking about it, you mentioned the Chiefs, who obviously got Mahomes, but they run the ball a lot more now. You got the 49ers with C-Mac, who's probably the best running back in the league. You got the Eagles with arguably the best O-line in the league, and DeAndre Swift has been looking great this season. You got the Ravens, who just overall running game and physical O-line play. Like, the best teams in the league this season can run the ball and have strong offensive line. So
I have a question, though. We go back to Dallas. Can you win with Tony Pollard as your number one back? Because I always suspect that Tony Pollard's one of these guys, less is more. He's much better as a second running back. You let Zeke, say what you want about Zeke. He got the tough yards. He was good on 3rd and short. He was good in the red zone. But the mucking and grinding, the body punching. Tony Pollard is an edge rusher that's much better coming off the bench, in my view. I've always thought that.
Listen, I tell people this all the time. It's different from being that guy and the second guy. Like, it's different. And I'm not saying that he can't be that guy. But when you're that starter, everybody's up on their toes. We're not going to let him beat us. We can't let him do. When the second guy is in, we can chill a little bit. We good. Oh, he ain't coming. They might give it to him on 3rd and long on a dang not a what you call it play action, a draw. Yeah, like, so that's what people don't realize, man. When you're a starter, it's different. Like, I tell people all the time, like, people talk about the Texas and Alabama game, and they say, we had Colt McCoy, we would have won. No, bro, it wouldn't have. Because that's what we was prepared for. We wasn't prepared for the second guy that's going to stand in the pocket, just throw the ball. We was prepared for the guy that's going to move around a little bit, that's going to give us a little bit here, a little bit there, and they're going to try to throw it. That's what we was prepared for. So they got on the board because we wasn't prepared for the second guy. So we had to adjust.
Going in terms of like the running back rotation, that's what I like about Detroit. If Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are healthy, that's a good one too. You got the body puncher, and you got the guy that's a flashy guy. Because I think with Jahmyr Gibbs, I would make sure he gets about 10 to 15 touches a game, but I'd also make sure he's not running inside all the time. Montgomery is a really good chain-moving guy. So that's a very good combination. And I wonder, after the last 2 games where Goff has become a turnover machine, if I'm Dan Campbell, I go back to Ben. Said, Ben, right now, let's go back to the run game. We're physical, and we got to protect that defense. I still don't like Detroit's secondary. I would say, you know what? Let's try to get this ball, time of possession, 35 to 40 minutes to protect Goff and then also our defense. So that you generally now have to have 2 good running backs. And you said DeAndre Swift. When they made that trade, I told people DeAndre, when he's healthy, is an elite running back athlete. And the way they use him, as long as he stays healthy, look, I still think Philadelphia is going to be awfully tough to beat. Because they are physical. They are built for January football.
Yeah, and real quick, I'm glad you brought them up. Before you guys go, you bring up Eagles being built for tough. Well, they got the game of the year potentially. They got the Niners. This weekend's been trash talk already, off since last season. There was a lot of excuses that went on from the Niners side. Purdy didn't get hurt. If this didn't happen, the game would have went differently. I saw, I think Hassan Reddick made some comments earlier this week already. So it's fireworks already leading to that game. What are you guys thinking, man? Like, who's going to win that game? But even bigger picture, like, who's the top dog of the NFC?
Before I answer that one.
Okay. Don't forget.
I'm gonna go. Yeah. Before I answer that one, because I know I'm gonna forget this. When you think about DeAndre Swift. No, not DeAndre. When you think about the Detroit backs, who do they look like? Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. That's the best way to put it. Like, those 1-2 punches. Mark got all the hard yards. You put Alvin in, you put him in space, he gonna do what he do. And that's all I had to say with that. But to go back on your question,
Eagles Niners.
I feel like, man, I got to go with Philly, man. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, but I'm an even bigger Philly fan. I've always been a McNabb and Brian Westbrook guy. But when you talk about what they're doing, though, man, like, they're able to let that kid go out there, and I ain't gonna say kid because he's a grown man now. They're able to let Jalen go out there and engineer that offense, and he's able to, promote that offense in a way that they're going to win some type of way. Period. Like that offense there, man, what he's doing over there, even with the defense, they're playing lights out too, right?
Yeah, they play pretty good. Yeah.
So when you think about their whole team overall, bro, like, I don't see nobody beating them, not in no big game like that. Somebody might sneak in every now and then and get them, but I feel like when it comes to big games, Jalen is built for this.
I hear you.
Is that game in Philly or San Francisco, Smitty?
I'm gonna look it up real quick. That's a good question. I think it's in Philly. Yeah, it's in Philly. It's at Philly.
The Niners are favored, right? by the point spread.
Exactly.
That looks like a trap.
Thank you for bringing that up.
That looks like a Vegas trap. When you come to it, and I like Brock Purdy. I think he's a really good, solid system quarterback. But in a big game, all things being equal, who would you rather take? Hurts with his experience in big game lineage, or Purdy? And I think the Niners are a really good roster, and that addition of Chase Young has juiced up their pass rush in the fourth quarter. I can't see anyone just getting over the Eagles at home right now. I'm just telling you, Vegas throws these lines out there hoping people nibble on the cheese. This looks like a trap to me.
And I think the Niners are like, 2 or 2.5 point favorites, which you guys know when you're at home, you automatically get 3 points. So in a sense, they're basically saying the Niners are like 5 point favorites then, if I'm not mistaken. Like that's a lot in the NFL game. That's heavy. So I don't know, man. This is a tough one. I've been going back and forth with this all damn like all week basically so far. I'm going with the Niners though, y'all. I just think when the Niners are fully healthy, which they are right now, they got Debo back, they got Trent back, they got all their weapons. To me, they look like the best team in the world. The only time they really went on a downward slide is when Trent was down, Debo was down, and they had to put more of the offense on Brock Purdy's back. And he's the guy who can't lead you to the promised land. He can manage you to the promised land. He can't lead you to the promised land. But when he has all his weapons around him, C-Mac is healthy in the backfield, Trent, everybody, Ayuk, this guy looks great. And he's been looking really good the last few weeks. I think 2 weeks ago, he had literally a perfect passer rating. Like, what was it, 158.3, if I'm not mistaken? And I think that Niners team, they're going to be hungry because the way they lost last year, they've been waiting for this game. They've had this game circled all year long. Reddick is already talking trash. And I mean, now, granted, the Eagles are going to be ready too now. I don't want to go out here and disrespect the Eagles. Both teams are going to be ready, which is why I'm expecting an amazing game. I just think the Niners is going to kind of edge out this win. And I'll admit, too, part of this is because of my Super Bowl prediction, which is Eagles and the Ravens. I think 49ers wins this one, but Eagles beat them again when it really matters the most in the playoffs. And that's why I'm kind of going that way. So,
Hey, T-Rich, you were on that team when you guys won the national title out here at the Rose Bowl. I've always thought it was funny. Nick Saban is literally the only coach I've ever seen get the Gatorade bath, and he was unhappy. I love that. I actually love that because he had a white shirt on, and it was red, and he had a look like, God, I have to go to the dry cleaners now, you assholes. I love that look that he gave those. I said, well, that is so Nick Saban. That's great.
If you pay attention to what happened, they knocked his ass on the head with that damn Gatorade bottle. They caught him.
There's a great story after that game because that was the game where Texas had to bring in, I think, Gail Gilbert or Gilbert. They brought in the backup.
Mm-hmm.
And the game got really close, even though you guys dominated. And it wasn't until Marcel Darius got that pick six, the game was over. And this is what I love about the Alabama Saban culture, that his victory speech, according to Greg McElroy, he walked in and he goes, hey, guys, all you seniors leaving, I'm happy. Thanks for everything you did. But now, that game in the fourth quarter, we don't play football like that here at Alabama. We're going to work out that in the spring. And he left. What a victory speech. See? Because that is focus. That is focus. That's what I love. We need more of that in America.
The next 2 weeks, we was already back in spring training. Like, that was crazy. In 2 weeks, we was already back at it. Like, that's why I was telling people, like, bro, we don't get the breaks that everybody get. Like, we didn't, like, at that time, we didn't get the, we can go home and chill with the fam or have a few days off. Man, we was right back at it, bro. Like, getting ready for the fourth quarter program.
Yeah,
like,
man. T-Rich, did you ever have a Thanksgiving with your actual family back home at all during your time at Bama?
Nah, bro.
Wasn't that the week of the Auburn game? The Auburn game's always a Thanksgiving weekend, though, right?
Yeah.
So that I don't think. Trust me, Nick Saban's not going to say on Wednesday night, hey, guys, enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family, and don't forget we have this little Iron Bowl. So please come back. And
Iron Bowl.
I don't think that's going to happen with Nick Saban.
Man, but you know what is crazy, man, about that Iron Bowl? I heard from one of their players, said they get a ring if they beat us. I said, what? A ring?
We got to. Are you serious? They get an
bro.
actual
They
ring.
get a ring if they beat Alabama, bro. And you know what?
They get one of these,
bro. Do you know what Nick would do to us if we said something about a ring?
He probably would lose his mind.
Man, we thought we was gonna get a ring for the Capital One Bowl when we went down there that sophomore year. When we went down to Orlando and played Michigan State. Yeah. And he came in there and cussed us slap out.
Hold on. Time out. Y'all only get rings for natties.
That's it.
That's the standard. I mean, look, when you go to a bowl game like that, you get your PS5 and your Best Buy $100 certificate, and that's it. And don't lose a couple games. That's the way it should be. But I love the fact that Belichick flat out said, look, that's kind of sloppy. Like, if you want to be a great program for a decade, you can't be a nice guy. That's why Larry Coker at Miami, I told people, we better get lucky here because this guy's too nice. I don't like him, and saw what happened. Mark Richt was a really good coach. The problem is Mark Richt is like Ned Flanders. He was too nice of a guy. And as soon as Nick Saban got to Alabama, you saw what happened to Georgia. They started thinking, okay, we need a Saban. That's why they got Kirby Smart. And I have great admiration when I see Kirby Smart, the way he preaches his message, that they actually have a sign at the Georgia facility. And it says, are you elite? And it's not a question. It is a demand that when you step out and we give you a scholarship, you are an elite player, and your job is to beat everybody. Our goal is to go. It's not a demand. It's more than it's a mantra, but it's not a slogan. It's either saying you're elite or we're just going to get someone that is, and you're gone.
I got a question, y'all, and before we get off here, I know it's going to stir up a little bit. David Pollock, I need to see him, man.
Why?
Because my guy is saying Kirby's a better coach than Nick Saban.
Ooh,
come on, man! Like you're
for
talking
clarity,
about.
Is he saying like right now, today, like he's the coach of the year? You know what I mean? Or he's saying like, nah,
Either
overall,
or.
he's a better coach.
Either or, like you can't put him in the same conversation just yet. And I say that because Kirby got 2 national championships over there. Granted, I get it. Nick got 7.
Okay, but T-Rich, what if there's the three-peat is completed this year? Does he get into the conversation?
If it's a 3-peat, it's great. That's good. I'm cool with that. But he still
Saban ain't got no 3-peat. Saban ain't got no 3-peat.
He don't. I agree with that. But you listen. One thing about it, bro. You ain't gonna go to your grandpa and be like, "Hey, I'll slap the shit out of you."
Oh, never. Hell no.
You get what I'm saying? Like you got to give respect when respect's due. You know. And one day, and like I tell my kids all the time, hopefully you get better than me. Hopefully you be better than me. If you're not, something wrong with me, what I've done.
Right.
Well, let's keep this in mind, though, T-Rich. Saban's first year at Alabama was 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a full decade head start because Kirby Smart's first year at Georgia was 2016. So again, we're talking about a 9-10 year stretch. So we have to kind of look at the time frame. But if Kirby Smart can go 14-1, 15-0, 15-0, to do that in modern college day football with scholarship restrictions, and to do that in the best conference with playoffs, which there wasn't really before, Smart starts getting some Mount Rushmore. Doesn't knock Saban off.
You put him on there. You can't knock Nick off. You put him on there, but it's like y'all talking about stuff that Nick has already done, and he's still doing though. Like name one coach has been that consistent over any years, other than Bear Bryant, than Nick Saban. Like not the Joe Paterno, not the Bobby Bowens. Like we can't name an old school coach that's been that consistent for that long. And I don't think Kirby staying there long enough to be, to sit there and say that he got 7 or 8 national championships. I don't think Kirby stayed that long because Kirby like his peace.
Isn't he relatively young?
Man.
Who, Kirby?
Yeah.
How old is Kirby? Let me just look it up real quick.
He's not that old. He played in the 90s.
He's 47. He's
47.
I remember him in the 90s, a defensive back, believe it or not. Yeah, Kirby Smart was a defensive back. I know, but anyway, he played in the 90s. I remember watching games with him.
Coach Saban, 72.
Right.
So if you use
I don't
that,
see Kirby doing that though. Kirby ain't gonna.
I'm saying if Kirby coached for about 30 more years, I think he can get 7.
Kirby not listen. Kirby one of us, man. Kirby would like his piece. Like Kirby's not going to. He already done worked underneath Nick. Like he ain't. He already. I get it.
So
But
you
Kirby
said Curry
loves
might
his
get the
family.
3 and go
what's he
turn
gonna
up
do?
somewhere. He might.
That's like what Joe Paterno said when they kept asking him about retirement. And he goes, well, what am I going to do? Cut my grass? I mean, there's a great, certain coaches are meant to coach. It's like I deal with boxers all the time. They tell me when they're young, yeah, Steve, I'm not going to be here long. I'm going to be, when I retire, I don't want to be more than 27, 28. And they find out they can't do, as much as they hate boxing at times, they can't live without it. And they box well into their 30s. I see that a lot, but it's that great story of Bear Bryant. Bear Bryant, when he retired after that, I think it was a Liberty Bowl, he played Illinois. He died a month later. And they say, what really killed him? And they say he didn't have spring practice to look forward to. That's what killed him. Retirement has killed certain people.
Oh yeah. And shoot, I knock on wood, but I see that with my coach. So, that's how I feel about that. But I feel like Kirby love his family, y'all. Like, and I'm not saying these other coaches don't, but Kirby's one of those, what I'm saying? Kirby's one of those guys, like he don't like missing out on certain stuff in them kids' life. Not saying that anybody else do, but Kirby takes it a little different. It's a hit for him. It's a blow. The sacrifice it means much more to him. Like for me, like I get asked all the time, like, when are you gonna start coaching? You gonna go into coaching? Man, I got 2 girls, 2 boys that's in the house with me, bro. Like I just can't. My daughter's about to graduate, and my sons are coming up. Like maybe when they get to that time, but it's so much time that I missed when I was playing ball that I didn't get to go to a daddy's daughter's dance. I didn't get to go to the gymnastics, all the other stuff. And now here, when I get around them, they on their phones, they starting to date, all that type of stupid stuff. So it's
stupid stuff.
Yeah, like it's stuff that I miss with them. Like that's like, well, dang, I can't even. And now it's like, well, shoot, can we have a conversation? You get what I'm saying? Like,
All
you
right,
get to that age.
Let's say Georgia completes it. They win their next 3 games. They go 15-0. They do the three-peat. In your mind, yes or no, by age, so he's 47 now. Let's give it, by age 52, do you think Kirby Smart is still coaching football anywhere?
52? He's 47
right, that's 5
now?
years from now.
5 more years.
I can see him another 5. I can see him another 5. I can't see him another 10, though.
Okay, that's fair, because these guys are making tens of millions, but there's a great story about how seriously people take football. Like, let's go back to Bear Bryant. So Bear Bryant, this it had to be like the 60s or 70s, and he calls the Auburn football office, whatever that guy's coach was, and it was like at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. And so Bear Bryant calls, I'd like to speak to, I don't know, Jordan Hale, whatever his name was, and some old housekeeper that was clean goes, oh, nobody gets here at Auburn until about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and Coach Bryant growls, Miss, do you people take football seriously in that building?
That's real.
In other words, why the hell are you not there at 6 o'clock like I am? It's a lifestyle. And look, vacation is great for about the first week. And then you wake up one day and there's no purpose in your life. What do you do now?
I can see him being on broadcasting, man. I really can. I feel like he'll always be a man. Listen, Kirby ass can talk.
He like, trust me, Kirby can talk,
and he can talk with the best on, man. Listen, I got stories about Kirby.
We might gotta get Kirby.
You don't want to tell him, okay, T. Rich, wait to tease us.
We'll wait till we get off the podcast for this. Yeah, I wait till we get off air for that. But I see
the
Kirby,
coach though. Yeah, I'm just telling you, certain guys are just built for this.
Yeah, but I don't think we got any more of those guys right now. Like we got 2 and 3 and done. Like I don't feel like I'm not saying that's Kirby, but I feel like we don't, like, you think about the old school coaches, like we don't have the old school no more to where they just can't live without it.
You know what? Maybe you're right with the whole NIL and transfer portal.
And
That can actually wear you down. I can actually see that saying, you know what, these guys like, you know what, forget it. I'm good.
Even in the NFL, we saw like a young Sean McVay teasing retirement after they won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. And he's young as hell.
Yeah,
bro.
but here's the thing though, Darnell. I don't hear that retirement talk with McVay. McVay figures like, you know what, this is a good job. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I don't want to put my stuff out on LinkedIn and look for a new job. I like LA. Got a hot Ukrainian wife.
He considered it though.
Now. I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. I mean, listen, it's a good discussion, man. In summation, again, I agree with you. Kirby Smart, in totality, he's not on the level of Nick Saban in overall, like, not yet.
Yeah.
But if the argument is he a better coach right now, currently, he could make an argument. I'm not saying he is the argument, though.
He's the undisputed champion. Someone's got to knock him off the throne.
Oh yeah, you got to respect everything he's doing. Like, and one thing about it, everything he's doing is what Nick taught him, not what Nick knows. Everything, you know what I mean? Not everything Nick knows. I tell my kids that all the time. I taught you everything you know, not what I know, right? Yeah. And I think people still don't realize like he's only beat Nick once. Like it's not been twice. It's not been 3 times. It's only been once. Weekend. Oh yeah. And listen, I'm telling y'all, man, don't be surprised if Nick jump on their ass real fast.
Ooh, I didn't want to bet you some money. I don't know yet. I'm gonna sit back and chill because I'm around with Bama. You know, I love Kirby to death, bro. Like he recruited me. That's my guy. I go see him. We talk all the time. But right now, bro, like Kirby don't have that presence in that quarterback room far as that's gonna shake stuff up with Nick far as being able to move like the last guy that had. He was able to move some. You know what I'm saying? Beck's solid though.
Beck is a real surgeon though.
He can pick that thing apart. But you got to think about this too, man. Like it's a different speed and a different light of game when you playing against somebody that's talent. When talent meet talent,
yeah.
Like what do we have next? Like
what's the X factor?
This is the one game. I believe that Brock Bowers. I am going to schedule 10 touches for him. I still think he's the best player in America.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the one guy that is the X factor. I don't think it's Marvin Harrison. I think it is Brock Bowers. Jaden Daniels is my Heisman, but Brock Bowers for his position is as good as any tight end I've seen out of college ever.
Oh, yeah.
And I would make sure that's the guy that if I'm Georgia, I'm going to ride him. So it'd be a great. Hey, by the way, Smitty, you coming over to Football Palooza and the Ryan Garcia fight? You know he fights this Saturday.
He fight this Saturday?
Yes, he does.
Okay. I might have to pull up because I'm going to a little brunch first. I got invited to a brunch.
Oh my God, your wife has you doing brunch.
No. It's not the wife. It's a friend's thing. It's a friend's thing. So I'm supposed to go to like a little brunch.
So men do brunch.
Yeah, you can. And in LA you can. In LA you can.
I'll have a mimosa for me there, Smitty.
I'm one of those guys that do a brunch. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna get a mimosa.
Ain't nothing wrong with brunch.
But I like breakfast food though, so that's
why the old school men gotta be so tough about everything. JB said you can't use a straw, you can't brunch.
We call it breakfast before lunch. That's what we call it. Okay, I don't care.
I eat chicken sliders for brunch. I'm not even eating breakfast. I eat like chicken sliders with fried potatoes and some liquor. You know, that's my brunch. So.
But anyway, I'm bringing my computer, so we'll have the zone. Ryan Garcia fights. He's bitching and whining and moaning about Bernard Hopkins. God,
I saw that. I mean, that is kind of weird though, Steve. Like you talking about somebody who's a part of your team publicly. That is
here's why Bernard Hopkins, who's one of the most authentic human beings I've ever met. I've known Bernard for about 30 years. The most disciplined human being ever. The reason why Bernard does not like Ryan is Ryan, after he got knocked out by Tank, was saying, no one from Golden Boy came to see me in the locker room. Well, first of all, that's because you went against their word in the stipulations you agreed to that now you admit hurt you, like the weight. The other thing is, and this is important, Ryan, you lied. Bernard Hopkins was in the locker room checking up on you, and there's pictures and videos.
Yeah.
So Ryan Garcia needs to be a little bit more honest. Yes, I said lion because you're lying here.
I love
it. This is his third trainer in about 6 fights. And I wrote in my article today, when it came to breakups and trainers, Ryan Garcia is the Halle Berry of boxing. There comes a point, Ryan, it's you. It's not everyone else. You are the common denominator. And Bernard Hopkins has a right to say, hold on, I'm a legend. I'm a Hall of Famer. I've done things you've never done. Okay? I've earned more money than you've actually made. I'm not going to be slandered. Now, you could say, well, he should treat his own client better. You're right. But at what point does a person have a right to say, well, you lied? I'm just telling the truth. I was in your locker room. What are you talking about? Right?
Well, people got to think about this. Like, bro, like, you still ain't won a real big fight yet. So,
at all.
Like, you got to face the factor, bro. Like, listen, this Instagram, this social media, this YouTube shit is cool.
Yes.
But when you step in that ring, you fight somebody like Tank, and you said that you were gonna whoop him. When you fight somebody that's Earl
like
Spence or somebody like that somebody's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna have them problems, bro. Like a
lot of people, let's call it real. A lot of people say he quit. A lot of people say he quit.
He tapped out.
He could have got back up.
T-Rich, Smitty, I talked to 2 guys in the Boxing Hall of Fame. I don't want to use their names because it was kind of off the record, but I said, look, I've never got in there. Let me get a better opinion. 2 guys in the Boxing Hall of Fame that I know very well, they said, oh, yeah, he quit. He quit. And coming into that fight, I never thought Ryan had a shot. I said, this fight will be Tiananmen Square. Tank is going to run over Ryan. That's exactly what happened. You know?
Man, Tank is so smart, and he's so dominant at landing his punches. Like, he is the stronger Mayweather to me. He might not dodge as much as Mayweather, but he can take a hit though. That's what people don't realize. He can take a lick. Like, I've only seen one boxer that can really just, well, I ain't gonna say one, but as we all know, Mike can take a hit too. Mike Tyson, man, Mike was taking a hit. Now that what Buster Douglas did to him, that was different.
10 rounds.
Yeah, but it took 10 rounds.
The thing is, T-Rich, when you watch that fight, and I knew this was going to happen, Tank is so methodical, calm, and smooth. He's just at this level.
Yeah.
And you look at Ryan, he's so jittery and skittish. He looked like a guy that was on cocaine and Jolt Cola. A lot of wasted motion. And I'm like, and Tank's just kind of like, okay. And you saw what happened in the first knockdown. Ryan got out of control. He looked like a sports car without brakes. After Joe Goosen had said, hey, I want that first round to be the next 5. You got to box and use your distance. But Ryan is not very disciplined. And he did this interview, guys, last week with Chris Mannix that I kind of took offense to. He said that the gym that he was training at, which is 10 Goose Boxing, I go there once a week to work out.
Yeah.
That's kind of a celebrity gym. Time out, Ryan. That's not a celebrity gym. It's the most private blue-collar gym you can ask for. Now, do certain celebrities come in after hours with Ricky Funes, who runs that gym alongside Joe Goosen? Yes. But it's never during the regular hours. It's the best gym to work out at because there's just regular people or real boxers. Ryan is always, this is my biggest problem with Ryan Garcia. He's a perennial malcontent. That he's always complaining about something. And my thing is, he talks about, oh, I had these long layoffs. Right. You that's because you're always complaining about Golden Boy and you can't get in the ring. You don't want to do your job. And he says, well, this trainer, that trainer, and that trainer. Bro, you've had 3 trainers in less than 7 fights. Maybe it's you. There comes a point you need to do less talking and actually do your job better.
It's like, what's the common denominator at some point? You know what I mean? And you're a fighter too. You're a boxer. Listen, that's the most manliest sport, I would say, almost. It's an argument. Like, when you start to make excuses and blame and point fingers at everybody else, maybe the sport ain't for you.
Yeah, but swing by, Smitty, because that fight's going to probably happen after about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'll have my DAZN with me. We'll just link it up on the big screen.
That'd be perfect, my guy, man. Well, Steve, I know you got to go, man. Appreciate you. I'm sure T-Rich, you probably got to go, too.
Man, you already know.
Roll Tide.
Peace out, man. Last thing, T-Rich, I know you've been on for a long time, and I appreciate you, especially with JB having to hop off. One more thing I wanted to ask you before you go, because we talked about this earlier today. Mac Jones, Bama guy, you know what I'm saying, waited his time at Bama before he had a chance to start, his last year, had an incredible season, went to NFL, really good, strong rookie season. I think they went 10-6, made the playoffs. But since then, it's been a downward spiral. I'm blaming Bill Belichick. I think he needs to be let go and move on. I understand his legacy, like a Saban. Like Belichick in NFL to me is how Saban is in college. Like, he's been that dominant, over a long period of time. I just think that right now Belichick's at a point where, time is caught up to him. you know, and one as the GM of the team, he hasn't made smart decisions as far as the playmakers around Mac Jones. But then two, I feel like Mac Jones has digressed. Like the Mac Jones I saw at Bama and even his rookie season, this ain't the same Mac Jones that I'm seeing today. He goes out on that field, T. Rich, and he looks like he's just scared. He's nervous. He's lost all his confidence, and I have to blame the head man in charge, who we give the crown as the GOAT. You being a Bama guy, though, you probably watch more Mac Jones than me. I would assume this over the years. Like what's going on, Mac Jones? Like, do you put the blame mostly on Mac? Is it a him problem mostly? Or is it the coaching problem in Belichick and what's going on with the Patriots organization?
Yeah, I put it on the Patriots. And I can't just say Belichick, but we gotta start pointing the finger at Belichick when it comes down to it. Like, you gotta surround him with an offensive line that's going to protect them, guys that's going to catch the ball. Like, you got to catch up to speed. And what I mean by that, like, we're not just got the guys that's out there, Wes Walkers, that's small and more, and you got to change a little bit. You can still get you a couple of those guys, but everybody can't have not a name. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Wes Walker didn't have a name. He earned his name, but we need some big time names. We need some, we need somebody that's going to protect that guy. And I think that Belichick got his foot stuck in the mouth when he didn't think he needed Tom Brady. And those guys was Batman and Robin together. And I don't know who was Batman, who was Robin, but it looked like Tom right now was Batman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you got a Superman and an Aquaman working together, come on, man. You got an injustice system over there, right?
Justice League,
Just the lead over there. And so, but I think, bro, like, I don't say we get rid of Belichick because the legend that he is. But I definitely think Belichick need to check his coaching staff. He need to check the guys that he got around him. Get them all grades like you usually do, right?
Yeah.
And he need to sit there and say, like, but it's a lot of people who don't want to coach with Belichick too.
Right.
Because the way he run his program, because it's an old school, smash mouth, and we're gonna get this type stuff done. But I've also heard, like, shoot, like, they be done with practice like on Thursdays out there. Like,
really?
When Dante was out there playing, like, bro, we done with OTAs like on a Wednesday or something like that. It was crazy. Like, like, shoot, and they was winning. You get what I'm saying? Like, but he need to get those guys back, bro, that's going to, he lost a lot. He lost Dante, he lost Tom, he lost, He lost Rob. He lost a lot of big names, but he got to go find those names. Do I think he go after my guy out there in Georgia?
Who you talking about? Brock Bowers? I could see that. I mean, also they're gonna have a top pick too to get another quarterback. They're talking Drake May potentially. If Caleb's on the board, he probably won't be, but if Caleb's on the board, so we'll see, man. It's crazy, man. The Patriots been so dominant for so long. To see them be looking like the laughing stock of the league, it's just it's weird, man. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? So
and I think they come back from it, bro. Like, because I don't see Belichick being embarrassed too many years, bro. Like that, you're gonna have a drought. You're going to have a drought, bro. And I definitely believe that even when he was with the Browns, with the Giants, like I can never count him out, man. Not until he's ready to hang it up. Now, is he ready to retire? Maybe. But I cannot hang it up with him until he hang it up, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's just one of those guys. Yeah, I can never count out Nick. I can't count out Kirby now, bro. Like they just one of those guys.
Yeah. That's real, man. You got to show love, got to show respect. So, T. Rich, man, I appreciate you, man, for staying on so long, man. You got anything going on? The season is officially over, right, with the kids, or are you guys still playing national? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we still got nationals, bro. Like it's crazy because I let TJ play with the Hoover team last week, man.
Ooh.
And he put on that. Listen, bro, it was special for me, bro, because he got to play in my hometown. TJ really from Alabama for real. He's not from Pensacola.
Yeah.
He's been raised out here. You get what I'm saying? He's from there, but he's not from there because he don't, he don't know the streets out there like that.
Right.
Man, it was special for me, bro. We went back home. My son put on the show in front of his mom, his cousins, all of them, his family that never really got to see him play. My baby boy actually was playing, and I got a clip, bro, of TJ's running over my baby boy to go get the running back he had broke loose, and all you hear is TJ. I mean, bro, like he's hawking him down, and he pushed him out of bounds.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
ran my son slap over, and so my son get up, my baby boy get up and say, "Somebody clipped me. Somebody hit me in the back." And he's where he at? Point him out. Where?
Yeah, you pissed off. It's like
So
your brother.
he pissed off. Yeah, that's my brother. And so we watching film on the way going back to the crib, going back to Alabama, and we watching film. Said, "Oh, Dad, I knocked Tor over. I didn't mean to." I was like, "Yeah, that's the play I was telling you about. You knocked your brother over." And but just to see them on the field, because in grade wise, they're only a year apart.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Got you.
Yeah, they're a year apart, but in age wise, they really like 2.5, maybe 3 years. Because I started school where you talk too damn much. I told him, you gotta get up out of my house because you gotta go.
You going in first grade at 3 years old.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, because bro, but they had fun, bro. I took another one of our kids down there, my little nephew, man, little CJ, the other receiver that we got that be catching the ball all the time. Man, they went out there and they got a player there named Boom. They already had a player there. Man, those kids, I'm gonna send you some clips. But they gelled together, bro. They had fun. And to see those guys click like that, man, at that age group, and to never had to really like all be together, man, it was something special, man. Like, and that's why Hoover wins, right? Because they keep them kids together from little league to middle school to high school. Like they keep that, and I didn't even realize that the high school coaches in the off season come coach the little league kids, the middle school kids, because the high school, I guess they can't, be coached or something like that by the regular coaches. They got to be with the strength conditioning coach. Yeah, certain time frame. And so it's crazy because the strength and conditioning coach is our trainer, Mike McCoy, with that played at Bama. And so it's like he gets a little bit of both of it. If he was to stay there, but he's gonna always train with Mike regardless. That's his guy. But bro, I'm telling you, man, them kids was lights out, and they played the Pensacola All-Star team. They played 11 and 12U team, beat them. Then they played in the championship game and whooped them again. I think championship game, I think it was 31-0. They called it at halftime or something like that.
Man, dominant, man.
And I got to see a lot of my guys that I played against, bro, in Little League, because the head coach from the All-Star team was like my rival. Like, bro, that dude, man. Listen, this is his name. That's how you know he the shit, right?
Yeah.
Mike Motrin.
Mike Motri?
Mike Motrin. Anybody that had a last name in Pensacola named Motrin, and then you can say Mike in front of it.
Give you headaches.
Man.
Ooh.
And I'm talking about it was me and my cousins, all them guys, but it was him.
Yeah.
He was Himothy, as them kids say. He was Himothy. But man, just seeing him and seeing his son play just like him, man. His son gonna be a dog, bro. And like they used to ask Mike and me, because we was always cool. But like we'll be walking in after weigh in and stuff, and then, people be asking us, "What you gonna do?" Mike could say, and go out there and score 3 or 4 touchdowns. I'll tell him 3 touchdowns, go get my 3. But Mike could be like, and go get 3 or 4 every time, bro. Like it never failed. And I got so much respect for that guy, because what he doing around that community, bro, helping those kids out, trying to, show those kids the way. Like, man, it's beautiful. Man, I got to see one of my little league coaches, man. I hugged his neck so tight, man. And that dude used to come pick me up every day, man. And so the system we had, we was a mixed culture. We wasn't an all-black school. We wasn't an all-black team. And so all the all-black teams that had the Alfred Morrises, the Doug Baldwins, like all them played on one team, right? We used to whoop their ass. Like it wasn't a blowout, but we were, it was a tight game. But we never lost to the Salvation Army. We never lost to those guys. And like to see, what this group of guys are doing now, like the adjustments, like we need help in this little league world, man. And I think it comes to a part to where it's a lot of dads are coaching and they're living through these kids, and it's putting a lot of pressure on these kids because they're not putting them in the right position.
Yeah.
And so
That's real. It takes
That's
experience,
tough.
takes leaders in the community to really change, and guide these kids because they are our future, and the future will be the present quicker than you know it. So I think shout out to you and all your coaches and everybody who's truly taking the time to invest in this next generation, because it's not a money thing. I know a lot of them ain't even getting paid, or if they are, it's a real small amount. So it's about just really giving back to the next generation. I think that's incredible what you're doing and what everybody else is doing as well. So that's fire.
Oh yeah, man. But we going down to Panama, man, for nationals, bro. And we might be going to Atlanta for D1 nationals too, with the Hoover team. But I think we're gonna take our regular team down to Panama in the big game, bro. But it's gonna be beautiful, man. I love to see those kids compete. I think right now they got us ranked 2 for the nationals down to Pensacola. I mean, not in Panama City. They got us ranked 2. I think we got the first day. I think we got a bye week. I mean, got a bye day. I don't think first 2 days. I think we get there Wednesday. Yeah, we get there Wednesday. We don't play Wednesday. We don't play Thursday. We don't play till Friday. Gotcha. And yeah, bro, like just to have those top seeds, like how they doing on rankings and all this other, like it's crazy that we talking about this, bro. Like from Little League ball, but man, it's just stepped up, bro. Like the system is different now. Like I can imagine being able to travel the world at that age, bro. I would love to do it. No, I'm saying I would have loved to have did it.
Amazing experience, boy.
Yeah, because I didn't know how good I was until I got, to college, because I was the best one around the city, but we were so good in our city that it was hard to make it out. Like I never been to the playoff game. Like the first time I got to see how good I was when I went to the All-American game down there in Orlando. I think that was like the second on the Under Armour game. And
that's when you
I only touched the
out.
ball. Yeah, I only touched the ball once or twice because we had a Matt Barkley, and it was it was a quarterback show.
Right. Damn, so, that makes sense. Nah, it's changed, man. I think it's incredible for these young people to see, get these experiences, especially people from like the inner city too, who really ain't, wouldn't have no other way to be able to travel and do this without the gift of football. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a beautiful thing, T. Rich, man. So I appreciate you, my dog, man. T. Rich Thursday, y'all pound a like button. Make sure y'all give him a follow on social media, man. And we're gonna have you back next week, my guy.
Yes, sir, man. You already know it, man. Y'all catch us, man, on the JB show and with Big Smitty every Thursday. We here, babe.
Yes, sir, man. I'm gonna hide you, T. Rich.
Yes, sir.
Peace, man. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for staying locked and loaded. We did commercial break free the whole entire show. Held the show down. Myself, my guy. Shout out to Bailey in the background, Felipe. I haven't had a chance to go on Twitter to retweet anything because it's been just back to back. Great show. Big Mac, Steve, T. Rich Thursdays all jumped on, man. And we're not even done. We got a few more minutes left. I do want to touch on a couple things here before we end the show. Breaking news here. Some breaking news that my guy Bailey put in the background. Von Miller, his longtime pregnant girlfriend, accused him of assaulting her at their home in Dallas on Wednesday morning. Now, listen. I'm not going to comment too much on it because, we don't know what's right, what's true, what's false. Right now, it's just an accusation. And you're innocent until proven guilty. And unfortunately, and I'm not saying she's doing this, I'm just saying in general, unfortunately, there's so many times and stories and situations where these women will lie on these athletes and big-time name players or entertainers in order for them to empty their checkbooks and their check accounts and send them money. But there's also situations where they are telling the truth. So that's why it's always a slippery slope. And until you get more details, you never want to dive into it. I just, T's and P's up for both sides and hope they can get this stuff figured out as soon as possible because in the event that is not true, it's just like it's a shame to put a player, especially Von Miller's caliber, a future Hall of Famer, who's just got back from being injured, trying to get back in the groove as the Bills are been struggling, but they still got a chance to go on a playoff run and to get this type of news. It's just all bad for not just Von Miller, but just the Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia right now. It's just like more negative information on top of more negative information. So hopefully they can come, they can figure out what the truth is and what it is. And, obviously if Von did it, he deserves to be punished. Of course, I'm not with abusing women at all. I think you're a coward if you do it. But then on the opposite side, if you didn't do it, that woman should be punished as well for lying and messing up somebody's brand. So I just hope the truth comes out and we can figure that out as soon as possible. 5 minutes left, man. Listen, I'm not gonna dive all the way into it because I really need JB's input on here, and I kind of want Nadu's opinion on here too. So I think I'm gonna bring this up for tomorrow, but I got to at least touch on it and put a little sprinkle on there. Ryan Shazier, Ohio State Buckeye legend, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not gonna say a legend, but he was on the path to being a legend. Oh my God, he is down bad right now. His wife exposed him yesterday on Twitter, on all social media applications. I think she posted on Instagram that he's a liar and a cheater. And she didn't just say it with her words. As you just saw, she dropped pictures and videos and all types of evidence showing text messages that he was going back and forth with this Ohio State Buckeyes reporter and host, who ironically, I have never met her, but I've been following her. I think she follows me on social media for quite some time. I've tried to get her on my my other podcast a while back. I don't know her at all, so I'm not gonna speak on her. She seems like she does a good job reporting Ohio State football and things like that. But for this to go out, man, for your wife to expose you, I got so many different opinions on this. Number one, man, if you're gonna be moving funny, move smart. First of all, like, you out here taking pictures with Shorty, like y'all going on date night, you out here hitting her up, having full-blown long conversations on the daily. So first of all, you shouldn't be cheating, you shouldn't be moving funny. But if you are going to go that route, move smart. Number two, though, Ryan Shazier specifically, this man, you was almost paralyzed. You almost couldn't walk again, couldn't move again. Your wife stood by your side. Your lower body didn't even work. You probably couldn't even get an erection, and your wife stayed with you. Now you back moving and grooving and moving around, and you going to be disloyal to her? To that woman who had your back through the worst, the lowest of lows? That's foul, Shazier. That's foul. Thirdly, though, I got to say this too. Even though he's wrong, two things can be true. The wife, you're wrong as well. Stop putting your business on Front Street. Why are you doing that for? What's the win? What's the win in you putting, exposing that your husband's a liar and cheater on social media? Hurt people. You're hurt by him, so you want to hurt him by messing up his brand because he has a really great brand to the public eye. Obviously, a situation, could have possibly died on the field, couldn't walk for a while, was able to get mobile again. He has a great just story, you know what I'm saying? He gives back. I know he has charity, things like that. So now you're hurt, so you want to hurt him and mess up his legacy. Two wrongs do not make it right, and you exposing what's going on in your relationship is not good for his brand or your brand. That don't help. That's embarrassing. If I got cheated on, I don't want the world to know that. Keep certain things in-house. Stop putting everybody in your business. So you wrong for that as well. And then lastly, and I'm not going to dive into this too much because I am a media person. I do social media at Fox. I've been on air at Fox. I host the JB show. I got the porch. I do stuff with the Players Company and hosting, interviewing guys. So I'm in the media space as well. So I never want to diss or hurt the brand of another media personnel, especially if I haven't met this person yet. But what's unfortunate about the lady who he's allegedly cheating with is she's young in her career. She's good at it though, but she's young in her career. She hadn't really taken off yet. And something like this can really mess up your brand, especially as a woman. Because let's be real, man. We know how hard it is for women to even get the respect that you all deserve in this space. And men oftentimes look at women, in a way that's not professional, oftentimes anyway. Now you've kind of given them ammo, right, to just already look at you in that way now. And you're working in a men's sport. You're covering men college football. And I'm sure at some point, you potentially could have went to NFL and other sports and things like that. But now you have this on your resume. And the fact that it went viral, and I think TMZ put it up, like your picture and your face is everywhere. This can truly hurt her brand and her career. And I hope it doesn't, because people make mistakes. No one is perfect. Everyone in this chat has made mistakes in some form or fashion. Everyone has their own vices. Everyone, no one knows you better than you. And everyone don't know what you're thinking and what you've done. Only you know that. So I don't like to really judge people and really talk down upon them. She messed up, made a mistake. I hope she can learn from it. And I hope that she doesn't get punished in a big picture as far as her career, because I think she is good at what she does. and she's young, and she should have a chance to really grow in his career. So we're going to bring this topic up tomorrow because I got to hear JB's input. I definitely want to hear Nadu's input. We're going to have another loaded show tomorrow, man. Might have a special guest. Who knows where JB's going to be doing the show from? He might be in the casino, the golf course, the car. Who knows, man? Right now, he's on the golf course living it up. You know, I'm hearing Michael Jordan might be there. He got Pepper Red, NFL player. He got all the whole nine there, man. So we're going to hear all those stories and much more tomorrow, man. But I want to thank you guys for rocking with me the entire show, man. You guys have been amazing. We have about 800 plus in here at one time. We should have 800 likes. I love y'all. Y'all have a great Thursday, T-Rich Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. Go have a shot. Enjoy your day. And just remember, man, live for today, man. Like my clothing brand say, lfcclothingbrand.com. Go get your merch. D. Jones, go get you a hoodie. I need my boy Rob Bud, MP. Go to lftclothingbrand.com right now. Everything's on sale. Everything's on sale. End of the year sale. lftclothingbrand.com. Ladies, get your sports bras and your leggings. Fellas, get your t-shirts and your hoodies. If y'all really rock with Big Smitty and the energy that I bring to you every single day, you can showcase that love by just supporting the clothing brand, man. I can't wait to check my phone and see the notification that D. Jones got a hoodie and that Jared got a shirt and that Tom got his wife some legs and a sports ball for Christmas. I cannot wait to check the notification on my phone and see that, y'all. So lftclothingbrand.com. Y'all have a great day, man. Hey, be blessed. And I'm gonna be back tomorrow, man, for Free Game Friday, man. Peace.
Missing, we switched it and filled the gap. Smitty and Jason Brown, we killed it, yeah, it's a wrap. We what the games we missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
You are now tuned in to the Coach JB Show.